The program note for everyone on Facebook and on YouTube now. Next weekend we're gonna have a best of show because it will be Sunday Easter next weekend. But we'll be back the following weekend with another live show.
No show on Easter?
No show on
All
Easter. We'll let the guys have the day off to spend Easter with their family. And now I got the notification that we're live on the YouTuber. And of course, join us with your questions and your comments. Myself and Superfan will be monitoring the Facebook. HD Daniels will be monitoring the YouTube. So if you've got some questions, comments, go ahead and throw those up there, and we'll throw it out there, and we'll talk about everything that you guys want to talk about as well. And for the YouTube side of things, again, just to go over real quick today, we're going to talk about Friday night's NWA World League Slammiversary that happened at the Puckett Fieldhouse at the United Methodist University. Fun event going on there. Some huge happenings going on there. Also, Friday night's TNA Sacrifice. We'll go over what happened on that night as well. Next weekend's NXT Stand and Deliver will be emanating from the factory in St. Louis, and we will go over that as well. Of course, news and rumors and dirt sheet stuff. A couple of folks coming in right now. Carrie Positivity Smith, good friend of mine, finally able to show up here on the Facebook. Good morning to you, my friend. Stephen Ness saying good morning as well. Good morning to you, Stephen, and your lovely wife, Lane Kate. It's another beautiful Sunday, Carrie Positivity Smith. Another beautiful Sunday to talk everything wrestling. Trisha McGarry Williams in the chat room. Good morning, gentlemen, and a very big yeet to everyone. And a yeet right back to you. We are going to have a blast this morning. We've got about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact before we go live on the radio and get everything rocking and rolling.
That's probably the best.
Don't breathe.
Yeah, right?
Don't breathe, don't move. What you gonna do? Turn this up just a smidge.
If you ran Miravis top soybean fungicide, you're crossing the finish line with more bushels, stronger stands, and no regrets.
As HD adjusting fixes the YouTube camera for us.
Run your beans full throttle next season. Rock in Miravis top with your retailer now and start next season out front.
What?
Always read and follow label instructions.
Boo!
Why are people cheering for
Because
Jay?
we still love the yeet. It's not so much about Jey Uso, it's the yeet. You're just gonna have to get over it.
I'm not going to get over it.
Jay's a heel. He's standing up for his family.
Exactly. How does
Yeah,
that make
he's
you a
using brass
heel?
knucks now.
It's because he's mad about someone who insulted
Hey.
his family.
When you insult a family like CM Punk did, and let's not mince any words, he insulted the entire Uso family, all of them. Yeah, there's going to be some repercussions when you do that type of thing. You say something bad about HD Daniels' family, see what happens. He's going to get you, just like Jey Uso got him. And then Roman Reigns came in and double got him. Hey, it happens. It happens.
Freshman Keaton Wagler. In the West Region Final, 1 seed Arizona.
Super fan off the rail already this morning. I'm telling you what.
25 years.
I'm not buying into the propaganda on this. That's all it is propaganda.
Baseball Saturday night. Cleveland won at Seattle in 10 innings.
Good golly, Mrs. Molly.
Chase
We've got 50
Carter,
seconds and we are live on the radio and the
just
show
second player
officially
in Major League
begins.
history to hit 4 home runs in the first 3 games of his career. Trevor Story was the other in 2016. Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 3-2. Will Smith, the go-ahead 2-run home run with 2 outs in the bottom.
See,
half.
even Carrie Positivity Smith agrees with me. Say something about my family and you get the guns.
RO forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds.
Let's see what the weather says.
With daytime highs approaching 71. Lows of a low around 56. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow.
No,
Highs
not
of
in one
around
bit.
85. Right now, 52. That's the latest from News Radio KYRO.
Is she right? No,
I'm
she's-
meteorologist.
She's a little off. It's
Jennifer
55, but that's okay. There is that sweet bumper music. Let's get rolling, shall we? I think we shall. In 3, 2, 1, the mics are going live. Well, good Sunday morning. We are live inside the Gateway Fiber Studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, also live on our streams, Facebook. You can find that on Uncensored Wrestling Talk on Facebook itself. And then also we are up and running, as opposed to the last 2 weeks when it would not work for me whatsoever. We are live on YouTube as well. Thank you, HD Daniels, for doing that for me. And of course, in studio with us, or with me, I should say, this morning, we've got the crew back in. First and foremost, he is the Nematode Nelly. He's the super fan. Tim Williams already off the rails
Oh,
this
it
morning
doesn't
before
take
we
much for
even
me to
go
get off the
live
rails
on the
anymore.
radio. Good Lord.
Do nematodes live in a different environment?
Yes.
Do you have to travel to get here?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes just
You
by
gotta
the
take the
air.
waterway, the
Sometimes
blue
by
line
the
or the
air.
red line. You just don't know which one you're going.
And of course, joining us this morning, he is our resident referee, Mr. 1, 2, 3, Yeet. HD Daniels, good morning, my friend. How are you feeling this morning?
Hello. I'm great.
You know, let's go ahead and get things started here real quick. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to mention we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter.
We're on X Twitter at UW Talk KYRO.
And we also have a Discord channel now.
Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
So if you are not a member of the Discord channel, get on over there and join that as well, because every day that ends in Y, there's a wrestling event going on.
Yep.
And 1 or 2 or all 3 of us are usually in there talking about everything that's going on. So you can get a little preview of the Sunday morning show.
Absolutely.
All right, now, Friday night. How's that? See, it's gonna happen. It's
Yep.
gonna happen.
All right.
This is an old board here. See, and when you're working with old equipment, sometimes things happen, and you just gotta adjust and push
Right.
through it. And
Just waiting for the
it'll
weather
be-
to change.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's a beautiful 55 degrees out there. It feels like 50. So hey, we're on the upswing here. It's officially in spring now. So what's the matter now? What's the matter now, superfan?
My wife is dogging on me.
She says superfan equals pain in the arse. Well, that's your wife.
Yeah.
Mama Bear, Sherry Harley saying good morning, guys, in the Facebook. And also, Carrie Positivity Smith, he agrees with me. Old boards have a natural to it. And it does. It just happens, superfan.
Okay.
One of these days, the owners will get a brand new board up in here, and everything will
It'll be all
groovy
good.
again. But we deal with it, we move through it, we push through, and everything is good on the other side of it. Friday night, let's talk about it. As Trick Williams would say, NWA's World League Wrestling presented Slammiversary at the Puckett Fieldhouse at the United Methodist University in Fayette, Missouri. And I tell you what a night of wrestling action that was going on. But I got to give, first and foremost, I got to give kudos to one particular person. And that would be our resident referee,
Hi.
Mr. 1, 2, 3, HD Daniels, because he not only did one match, or 2 matches, or 3 matches, or heck, even 4 matches. He did the entire card. He was the referee for the entire night, all 5 matches. Man, I tell you what a job you did that night.
Thank you.
Keeping everything and everyone in line, or at least trying.
Well, the main event wasn't really kept in line.
We'll get to that. We will definitely get to that. But, I just want to give you the
Thank
kudos
you.
that you deserve,
Thank
because it was one heck of a night, and you did one heck of a job.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it. I'm trying to remember, because it has been about 48 hours now. The Devils of War, did they come out at the beginning of the night before that first
They
match?
came out
Or
after,
was it after that
after
first
the
match?
first match. And
that first match was Brandon Beretta, Strictly Business Brandon Beretta, taking on Jay Pierce. Now, if you've seen Jay Pierce, you know that he's as skinny as a beanpole and shorter than a sprout.
Right.
But I tell you what, and we've had him in studio a few times here, that young man, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Really, sky is the true limit for him. He keeps plugging away, and good things are gonna happen. Now, Strictly Business Brandon Beretta, of course, coming in, no fluff, no entrance music whatsoever, a straight let's get down to business type attitude. And he was just simply putting the boots to Jay Pierce. But just when you thought that Jay Pierce was done and out, he was coming back. He made several comebacks, HD Daniels.
he did. He fought with his heart, I'll say.
He did fight with his heart. Absolutely. If there was a few things that I would say to Jay Pierce, mix up your offense just a little bit, because there was a few times where he kind of did the same things. I don't want to say over and over and over and over and over again, but
So did John Cena. He won
well,
16, 17
hey,
world
you know
championships.
what? John Cena sucks.
I had to.
All right.
You
And
need
thank
more
God
than
he's
5
not going
moves.
into the Hall of Fame this year. But with Jay Pierce, though, trying to do those several different moves over and over again kind of caught up with him.
Right.
And Brandon Beretta, Strictly Business, oh man, the chops he was laying into that young man, it looked like his chest was a ripened tomato by the end of it all. Wobbly legs, of course. But again, kudos to Jay Pierce, but Brandon Beretta coming out as the victor in that particular match. But after that match was over with, the NWA World League Tag Team Champions, the biggest little dog in World League Wrestling, as he likes to call himself, All Day Aiden Riley, and his tag team partner, the 6'8", 275-pound monstrous Mike Maverick, come out. And they had heard, of course, that Trevor Murdoch was accepting the challenge for that evening to go up against the Devils of War. But he had not announced who his partner was going to be, for he had to go through and figure out who it was going to be over this last week. He even had made one point a mention that he was going to go into the history books. Well, he definitely went into the history books, my friends, because his partner was announced that it was going to be the international bounty hunter from the mountains of Mongolia, Attila Khan. Well, the Devils of War came out, heard that what was happening, who the partner was going to be, and they decided, and they were kind of going after Trevor Murdoch's son, a little bit during this interview time, promo time, because, kudos to him. Young Trevor Paul was one of the ones that helped put this event together at the Puckett Fieldhouse on the United Methodist University's campus They decided to make it a Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match. You're going up against Trevor Murdoch, who is a two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, a former NWA World Tag Team Champion, former WWE Tag Team Champion. I can't even begin to tell you how many times he's held the WLW Heavyweight Championship. I think it's like 3 or 4 or something along those lines. He's been a tag champ as well. He's been around the world.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his craft inside and out. And you're calling for a Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match, because you think that you can go toe-to-toe with Trevor Murdoch. But then you throw in the international bounty hunter, the man from the mountains of Mongolia, Attila Khan. That man loves to pull out foreign objects out of his elbows, out of his knee pads, anywhere that he can stick them, and stick them into his opponents. I know for a fact that one of those foreign objects I've seen is a fork. A flat, doggone fork. Man, you get poked with that sucker, and it's almost an immediate crimson face.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough. But there it was. It was set out, laid in stone. They would face Trevor Murdoch and Attila Khan in that Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match. And what a match that was. We'll get to it here in just a few minutes. Then it was supposed to have been the astonishing one, Austin Mulitalo taking on Drew Shields. I have no clue what happened with Drew Shields. Don't know if he was sick, it was traffic, something happened, who knows? But he was not able to make the event. So stepping in his place, we had not seen this young man in quite some time. The return of Luke Anthony.
Really?
What a showing he did, H.G. Daniels.
Yeah, him and Austin put on a good. It was fun for the fans and it was competitive.
It was. It was very, very much so. And I loved how Austin made his entrance. He didn't come to the ring first. He sprinted right to the fans up in the bleachers and got up in there and was conversing with all those guys and gals. What a fun time. He has got one heck of a following.
Yeah, I saw Austin did post and basically asking Drew if he had a yellow streak, and that's why he didn't show up at the event.
Mama Bear, Sarah Harley, who was there helping with the merchandise as she always does, says, totally impressed with Jay Pierce. And you know what? I concur.
Yeah.
100%. Like I said, sky's the limit for that young man. He keeps plugging away. Anything and everything good is going to come that way. Oh, Kerry Positive Smith. He says, I'm about to throw up. John Cena is great. No, sir. No, sir. I completely 1,000% totally disagree.
I think you say John Cena sucks or something like that.
John Cena sucks.
A yeet.
A yeet.
I know.
A yes.
You can't even yeet for that.
You
I
can't.
can't.
You can't.
I can't.
You can't. So just. Then we had a young man who's going to be joining us here with his tag team partner on April the 12th. Pound for pound, they call him the strongest man in World League Wrestling, Tobias Storm, who's been showing up and showing out pretty well as of late, going up against the Deliverer Moses. And we've seen what the Deliverer has been doing over this last, well, year and a half anyway, since WLW's 25th year anniversary show in 2024. You know, he did get a victory or two inside the Quest for the Crown tournament. But outside of that, the Deliverer has been on a bit of a losing streak and has really been messing with his head, let us say. Well, during that match, and I don't understand why. I don't know. Maybe it was because Tobias Storm and his partner Calvin Aldridge had challenged and went up against the tag team champions from the last event at the Race Wrestling Arena in Troy, Missouri. But the Devils of War, Aiden Riley, Mike Maverick, came out during that match. And they positioned themselves, HD Daniels, to where one was on one side of the ring and one was on the other. And it's kind of hard as a referee to keep an eye on what's going on the outside as opposed to what's going on the inside.
Yeah, it was a challenge, but we got there.
Definitely got there. We definitely got there, but they were, and I'll be honest, there were several times, because you've got to be paying attention to the action going on inside the ring. There was a few times that they were attempting to and did interfere in that matchup. And I tell you what, that crowd was all over the Devils of War. They could not stand either one of them. Whew. What a night. But Mike Maverick, the monstrous one, you know, Moses was getting pinned. He was about to lose the match, Superfan.
Okay.
It was close to a 1, 2, and then 3. And just as H.G. Daniels was about to come down with that 3 count, the monstrous one reached in and grabbed the leg of the deliverer and put it on the ropes.
He sure did.
And H.D. Daniels, having the eyes that he had, caught that young man.
Yeah, he put his foot on the ropes, and then I had to kick him out of the arena for interference.
I've got to ask you a question. I've got to ask you this.
Okay. Did you get to do the wind up?
I did. I mean, why not?
He did do the wind up. He did the full wind up. Yeet, you're gone. Why did you not also get rid of the biggest little dog in World League Wrestling as well?
Because he did not directly interfere in the match.
But they both had came out together.
They both came out together, but people are out there all the time. Managers and stuff like that, so I don't know. I thought maybe, Aiden and Moses were friends now. So maybe he was just out there for moral support.
Is that the impression that you got as well? That maybe they've got some sort of collaboration that's about to start
When they first came out, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, are they... And after the match is over, it was apparent to me that they were just out there to cause a loss for Tobias. Not necessarily aid Moses, but to hurt Tobias.
They were definitely trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But in the end, the deliverer Moses coming out with that victory. And, I think between himself and Tobias Storm, the deliverer needed the win more so.
Oh, yeah.
Than anything. Now, does this propel him to more victories in the future? We're going to have to wait and see on that one. But it's a good stepping stone anyway of getting back on the right track. Now, if we can just fix the attitude issues. I don't know.
I don't see him fixing the attitude issues for a while because he's got that chip on his shoulder, and I just don't see him taking that chip off. He wants to create chaos and havoc until somebody really puts him in his place.
Yeah. I don't know who that's going to be.
Don't know either.
I mean, he's faced several different folks, and
he's gone up and down the roster.
He has, and while not picking up many victories, still coming back and doing the same things over and over again.
Right.
And I still don't believe that, and maybe it is, I don't know, but this situation going on with the 99 overall, Chris Danger,
I don't think that's
happened over the last 2 months. I don't think that's over with either, even though the 99 overall got the singles victory
right
at the last event.
And I'm sure that is just sitting in his craw going, I got to get revenge on that. I'm not going to let it slide. So.
Yeah. All right, we are up against our very first break here in this first hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk. we're going to go ahead and take it. It's only 59 seconds long, and we will continue on talking about Slammiversary and that main event tag team match for the NWA World League Tag Team Championships right after this.
New and used firearms, gun repair, and all types of outdoor accessories on Main Street in downtown Winfield. Black Flag Outfitters. Check us out on Facebook or stop by at 203 Main Street in Winfield. 636-358-0992.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Get a
Yeah,
premium
And
finish
Big
with
Mike
less
just now
odor
came
and
in.
fumes for your
Good
painting
timing, Big
project
Mike.
with
Good
Bunch
timing,
Foliage
Big Mike.
Low odor spray paint. It provides a long-lasting, durable finish, making it perfect for indoor or outdoor projects.
don't talk about the
Save
main
big
event.
on most odor-
Sorry, Big Mike. We're
Sorry,
going to be
yeah.
talking about the main event coming up here in about
Menards.com
20
for more great
seconds.
deals happening this week.
We met.
Trax Pizza. Outstanding pizza, sandwiches, and
So
pasta.
did you
Dine
see,
in, carry out, or delivery.
rep-
Open
rep-
daily
10
at 3
seconds.
p.m. Order online at TraxPizzaCompany.com. Call 264-8600 or come see us
No, I
on
missed
Main Street
that
in
part.
historic downtown Winfield.
So I
Trax
can go back
Pizza,
and watch.
264-8600.
Mike's going live.
Here, maybe I'll do that in a second.
A second here, a second there. Who knows? Who knows what's going on during the breaks? The only way you can know is actually get on the Facebook or the YouTube feed. We are back live inside the Gateway Fiber Studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, also on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We are rocking and rolling. And in the chat room right now is that 6'8", 275-pound monster, the monstrous one, Mike Maverick. And he's telling us that he does not want us to talk about the main event that happened at Slammiversary, that he doesn't want to hear about it. Although send your prayers to Aiden, he's still recovering. I'm sorry, Big Mike. You know, I'm contractually obligated to talk about everything going on in World League Wrestling. For NWA's World League Wrestling is our main sponsor for this show. So we get to the main event. It is for the NWA World League Tag Team Championships. Put out by the Devils of War earlier in the night, it is a Falls Count Anywhere. It is a no disqualification matchup against Trevor Murdoch. I've already run through all of his accolades. He's got a lot of them. But also, his partner that he had picked earlier, I guess that day, a day before, I'm not sure, but the international bounty hunter from the mountains of Mongolia, formerly known as the drill instructor, Attila Khan, and H.D. Daniels. These two men, really you could call them originals, because they started way back in the day when World League first started.
Well, I was going to get there after we talked about it.
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
what?
that first, whenever you first brought it up, I was like, yeah, aren't those two originals that actually probably train underneath Harley and all
Well,
that?
yeah, but that's not what I was going to say. They have a tag team name. Do you know what it is?
I had not heard what their tag team name is yet.
The King's Legacy.
The King's Legacy.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Boy, oh boy. What a match that was. Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification. They went everywhere inside that gym.
Yeah, that was hard.
Man, I felt one of the first things that ran through my head while that match was going on was, well, the Legacy himself, Leland Race, was kind of with a pair of them two as they were fighting. You know, at first, before he was able to get over there to it, what a hard job that is for a referee. It's
Yeah.
Not just yourself, but a referee in general.
Were you chasing them around?
But for you, man, I felt bad because how you can't see everything going on,
No.
especially when they're in the crowd fighting amongst the fans.
Yeah, you know, they're on complete opposite sides of the arena there, you know. I did what I could. I had to run across the field to make a count one time, but it's all right.
Trisha McGarry Williams in the chat room saying, you know, devils of war equals dogs of chaos, and you ain't wrong. You aren't wrong about that one. And also, speaking of referees, former senior referee at World League Wrestling, Richard White, joining us in the Facebook. Good morning there, Richard. We miss you. Hope you're doing well down there in good old Florida, the state of Florida. Alpha Sika, I believe it's Alpha. I believe it's Alpha's. It might be Sika's. He'll let us know. The organization that they run down in Florida, he works with them now. But trained here at World League Wrestling under the tutelage of the greatest on God's green earth, Harley Race. But back to this match. Yeah, they started off in the ring, but it didn't last long in the ring. Within like 2 or 3 minutes, they were all four of them out of the ring.
They had a
and
moment
fighting everywhere.
They had a moment of feeling each other out in the ring, and they're like, you know what?
A moment.
We're done.
A moment.
Like 30 seconds.
And it was just a moment. Man, oh man. They fought on the guardrails. They fought in the fans. They came over to where myself, the ring announcer, Ben Simon, our sound man, Matt, was working, and they were using all kinds of objects, chairs, metal chairs, the table itself. There was one point, H.G. Daniels, that Trevor Murdoch threw the monstrous one into the table, onto the table, and came within inches of that very expensive sound equipment.
Yes, I noticed that.
C.T. Harrison would have had a conniption fit.
Well, he could
take
that up with Trevor.
Or Monstrous One.
Yeah.
Or the Monstrous One. I mean, or all four of them, to be quite honest. But out of all four of them, golly, Aiden Riley probably took the worst damage of them all. By the end of the night, by the end of this match, his back looked like he had gone through a meat tenderizer. Like somebody had taken that meat tenderizer and just kept pounding and pounding and pounding. His head, it looked like he was bleeding from the forehead. The top hairline.
Not
there.
Aiden. Not Aiden.
Not Aiden? Okay.
Attila got busted open.
It was Attila. I
don't
knew
know.
I'd seen blood splurt.
I don't know how, but
He probably liked it.
There was a time where they squared off 2 and 2, going up opposite sides of the bleachers, going up into the crowd.
Yep.
Man, I couldn't see very well where you were.
I couldn't either.
But yeah. But on the side where Leland Race was, I believe that it was Trevor Murdoch and All Day Aiden Riley going at it, and they were doggone near the top of those bleachers.
Yeah, I was with them. They went all the way up
So
to the
you
top.
were with
Yeah.
them on that side. Okay.
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch, superfan, and folks watching and listening, threw Aiden Riley down the entire flight of gym steps.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It was a time.
Man.
It was a time.
Well, we've got the Monstrous One in the chat room right now saying that, you know, Attila Khan actually hit him with a can of soda as well, grabbing it from one of the fans. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It does not. Anything that Attila can get his hands on, if it's a no disqualification match, look out, Katie, bar the doors, because he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Now, he does say that he busted Attila's old arse. That's how I'm going to say that.
Right.
Arse. And he did, I guess it was him that bloodied him up a little bit. But, you know, at the end of it all, we've got brand new NWA World League Tag Team Champions in the King's Legacy. Trevor Murdoch and Attila Khan. And I don't know how well these two are going to work together going forward. But in that one particular match, not having to really deal with each other, it went well.
Yeah.
For them, it went well. H.D. Daniels? Anything to say about this one?
Not necessarily, no.
So from the sound of it, the Devils of War got dog walked.
You know, I'm not gonna make that comment. I'm not gonna make that comment. I'm not gonna say that. It was a heck of a fight. They put up a fight. Hey, kudos to them for putting the championships on the line and then making it a Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match.
What are they going to tell Steve?
You know, that's something that you're gonna have to ask them. I'm not. But what do you say to your
To your mentor that,
To your
that you
mentor.
put up the belts and a no disqualification match against probably two monsters.
And Mama Bear Sherry Harley is absolutely correct inside the Facebook chat room when she says that it was chaos and the fans were definitely going crazy, and they were. There was even one point, H.G. Daniels, that Trevor Paul, the son of Trevor Murdoch, was given a chair and was holding the chair, and Andy Riley got thrown into said chair.
He was just holding the chair.
He was just holding the
He
chair.
didn't do anything.
He didn't swing the chair.
Right.
He just held the chair. Stationary.
Stationary, yeah.
Whew. It didn't stay stationary for very long. Because as soon as Andy Riley got flown into that chair went flying. And I was really worried about the fans because that chair went flying into the fans.
Mm.
It's a dangerous time when it becomes a Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match. Whew, doggy. But what a night overall, H.G. Daniels, WLW Slammiversary at the Puckett Fieldhouse on the campus of United Methodist University.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the fans on this one. They were loud and they had fun. They made the show, my opinion.
Definitely.
Mhm.
You know, I think personally, because we were there last year as well, I think this year's crowd was just as loud, if not louder. I think they were louder, to be quite honest.
It was a bunch of college kids that wanted something to do, and then we gave them a good time. And they
Now-
gave us a good time.
Yeah, they did, absolutely. Now, something that I started last year there,
Uh-huh.
the fan of the night.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Last year I had two fans of the night, and they were both females. This time, Desiree, who was the fan of the night last year, was there front row this time. She was up in the bleachers the last time. But this time, sitting front row, along with her friend Mackenzie, those two ladies brought it. They were vocal the entire night. I'm surprised they were not hoarse by the end of the night. But Mackenzie and Desiree, the fans of the night for World League Wrestling.
Well, congratulations.
Awesome time. Awesome time. Kudos to those two young ladies for bringing it. But that's still, with the fans there, with the students there on campus, everybody was just loud, having fun. There was another group of ladies that were just outstanding, Superfan.
Nice.
You missed a heck of a good one.
Well, you know, it was posted, you never know what you're going to miss, so that's why you get your tickets early
That's right.
and often.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, the next live event at the Race Wrestling Arena, Unfinished Business, April the 11th. The tickets are on sale right now. Go to harleyrace.com. Get them now. If you wait until the day of, I can almost guarantee you that you'll be on the outside looking in, hearing all the noise going on in the inside, wondering what's going on.
Absolutely.
Get your tickets, harleyrace.com. And also, you know, pay attention to World League Wrestling's Facebook page because matches will be announced for that event very, very shortly. And who knows what's going to happen with Strictly Business Brandon Beretta, because after that match with the NWA Heavyweight Champion Silas Mason, Throwbilly Silas Mason, and the WLW Heavyweight Champion Camaro Jackson, after that was over with, Brandon Beretta coming in, being christened by Silas Mason, and he just did a huge number on Camaro Jackson. Is there going to be fallout from that coming up on April the 11th? We're gonna have to wait and find out, but the only
Yep.
way for you to find out
Just be
for you
there.
to get your tickets. Also, on YouTube, on the World League Wrestling's YouTube channel, you can watch the TV show called Showdown. Myself and Martin Kadich doing the commentary on that. We're coming up, well, next weekend we hit 335 episodes, so we are coming up very close, gentlemen, on 350 episodes. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. And also, before we go to our second and last break of the first hour, man, this first hour is going by fast today. Just dropped not too long ago, like within the last couple of days. His name is Blade Lennox, a WLW alumni, trained here at the Race Wrestling Arena. Wrestling now down under, down in New Zealand. They have posted his very first match from December at WrestleMass for them down there. So on YouTube, go check it out. Blade Lennox versus K9 down there. Very good match. Very good match. But I tell you what, gentlemen, is another one. I don't know why. Maybe it's the atmosphere. Maybe it's the water. Maybe it's the travel situation. I don't know. But his attitude has changed. He's a no-nonsense kind of the Deliverer Moses type situation going on.
Well, remember,
As far as the attitude goes.
right. Remember, when you get down under, everything swirls backwards.
You ain't lying. It's definitely swirling backwards. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and take our final break here in the first hour here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk. He is the super fan. He is our resident referee, H.D. Daniels, Mr. 123, a yeet. I am Sarge, and we will be right back.
Weber Chevrolet. In the auto business, you don't just automatically stick around for 120 years.
You and your no
You gotta
yeet.
earn it. We've come a very long way from selling
Him and his
wagons
no
and
yeet.
farm implements and the like on the riverfront where the arch now stands. Now,
So it's
we
a
have
private
4 great
party, right?
dealerships in the St. Louis and Southern Illinois areas, all in 270 loop. It's a
But
legacy
the
built
ref-
on
it was
trust,
in- they were in the
hard work,
corners,
and commitment to our
and,
community. But what matters most is you, our valued customers. It's
It
no
was a smaller
surprise
one,
times have changed.
stepping
Vehicles
out,
have
just the
changed,
ref is
car
like,
buying
hey,
has changed.
get out of the
We're
corner.
still here to do what
Trips
we've
over the
done
rest
for the
of it,
past
falls down.
120 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Helping people find
So have
great
you
cars
tripped anybody
and
from
trucks
your
to meet their family's
referee
needs
career?
and budgets.
Like
That's something
that.
that nobody else can say. See for yourself why for
I've
120
had
years
wrestlers, like,
Weber has
step on
been the
my
name
feet.
that you can rely on. Visit us at any of our locations in Kansas City, Glenville, Illinois, and Canton.
I love
You
it.
can also find us on Facebook.
Definitely going to talk about that one. Less than 2 minutes and we are back
People are
live on
talking
the
about Don Julio's
radio.
Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. Setting the standard for authentic Mexican food and great drinks. Carry out or dine in 7 days a week at both great locations. Stop in or order online for carryout at donjulioswinfield.com or donjuliostroy.com. Don Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. And don't forget, buy one, get one free on Wednesday in Troy and on Monday in Winfield.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's Don Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. Veteran owned and operated. Bringing great authentic Mexican food home to Lincoln County. Hasta pronto.
1 minute. Come back down.
In fields where weeds don't back down, farmers count on Liberty
1
Ultra
minute and we're
Herbicide
back
by
live on the
BASF.
radio.
The Liberty Lock formulation delivers stronger coverage, improved uptake, and 20% better weed control. Results Colin Ryan in north central Iowa knows well.
The Liberty Lock formulation seems to really get down, penetrate into the weed, and the performance has been great.
That's Liberty Ultra Herbicide. Consistent, proven performance. Hear more Ultramonials at libertyultramonials.com. Always read and follow label directions.
From the Meyer Auction and Real Estate Weather Center,
30 seconds.
here's your updated KYRO forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times today, with daytime highs approaching 71. Lows level off around 56. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow. Highs level off around 85. Right now, 52. That's the latest from
Feels
News
like
Radio KYRO. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Wojcicki. Lights are going live right now. Time to pipe down the old bumper music here. On News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. We are live inside the Gateway Fiber Studio. This is Uncensored Wrestling Talk. In the first hour, we've got about 15 minutes before the top of the hour. Then we'll be back for a second hour after the great news at the top of the hour. You know, real quick, in the Facebook chat room, Big Mike, the monstrous one himself, talking about Blade Lennox. When you get retired by me twice in separate companies, you'll eventually snap. Interesting. For it is Blade Lennox and the astonishing one, Austin Mulatalo, that the Devils of War had taken the tag team championships off of. Trisha McGarry Williams, for a message for yourself, HD Daniels, and myself. I have to sign off for the day, but HD and Sarge, you need to know the floggings at home will increase until Tim will yeet. Have a great day.
I mean, that sounds like a private matter. If they're into that kind of thing, I guess.
But the floggings will continue going on
just
until the superfan decides to finally yeet.
Just agree on a safe word.
Safe word.
Ostrich.
Well, I didn't need to know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's waiting for you guys. Whew. All right. So we've had intermittent weeks here where not all three of us have been in the same room. So I want to bring something up here. I'm going to read this little article here, and then I want to get both of your guys' thoughts on this particular situation going on. Ronda Rousey's surprise appearance at AEW Revolution from a few weeks ago was not the beginning of a new wrestling champion, or chapter, I should say, according to a new report. Mike Johnson of PWI Insider Elite has reported that Rousey is not expected back in AEW anytime soon, and that her appearance at the March 15th pay-per-view was a one-off rather than the start of any sustained involvement with the promotion. Johnson noted that the circumstances surrounding the appearance made it a natural fit at the time. Revolution took place at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, which is local to Rousey, and is the same market as her upcoming MMA return against Gina Carano on May the 16th at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. With Rousey's longtime friend and AEW Death Rider Marina Shafir competing at the event, the alignment of factors made the appearance make sense for all parties involved. The report effectively puts a ceiling on the speculation that followed Rousey's post-match confrontation with Toni Storm, which had immediately sparked discussion about a potential AEW program between the two. AEW President Tony Khan addressed the moment at the Revolution's post-show media scrum, describing Rousey as a good friend of Shafir's who had been brought in as backup, and stating that she was always welcomed in AEW. Rousey's last sustained in-ring work came during her WWE run, which ended at SummerSlam 2023. She made a brief appearance for Ring of Honor later that year, alongside Marina Shafir, before stepping away from wrestling. She has since focused on her return to MMA, with the Carano fight representing her first competitive bout, in nearly a decade. Whether the right set of circumstances could bring Rousey back to AEW programming in the future remains to be seen. But for now, her Revolution cameo appears to stand as an isolated moment rather than a building block for something larger.
That was a long report, sorry.
A very long report. Hey, sometimes they are long reports.
So the gist is, we had Rhonda on to get some clicks, and she's not coming back.
Which is a shame to me.
You think so?
I think
I don't
so.
think any single person wants her in that company,
No.
including me.
No
interest.
If there's no some sort of payoff, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
there's no reason to have it. There's no reason for it whatsoever. But I'm wondering if this is now just coming out because of the fact that, well, let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about exactly what happened. Toni Storm was in a match with Marina Shafir. Toni Storm got the victory at Revolution over Shafir. She was on her way back up the ramp. That's when Ronda Rousey got into the ring. Toni Storm had turned around, seen what was going on. Ronda Rousey motioned her back to the ring. And that's what happened. She came back to the ring. Hey, you wanna have a beef? We'll have a beef. Then Marina Shafir kind of hit Toni Storm from behind. And Marina Shafir and Ronda Rousey didn't put more boots to her or anything along those lines. They just got out of the ring and left the way the Death Riders leave, through the crowd. Now, fast forward to Wednesday last week, and we get a shot of in the back in the locker room, and Toni Storm is laid out. Who did this? We don't know yet. But my thinking is, it's an interesting situation. Maybe it was Marina Shafir and Ronda Rousey, because that night on Dynamite, they were supposed to have a return match between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir, which did not end up happening because Toni Storm being laid out, Mina Shirakawa stepping in and taking the place of Toni Storm and getting a very hard-earned, hard-fought victory against Shafir. But then shortly after that, maybe within a day or two, we find out that Toni Storm, no details, mind you, but Toni Storm is going to be out for the rest of 2026.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You know, a couple stories, and I guess my take on it makes more sense now to turn around and say, this was not a planned storyline between Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey.
I think it was.
But now, whether what took Toni Storm out, whatever injury is or whatever, they had to pivot and make it sound like it's not.
But see, here's another thing, though.
Because also...
So that just means we're not using Ronda?
Right, but also during this week, some of the dirt sheets were saying that basically Ronda showed up to stick it to TKO.
After the fact of Toni Storm being laid out and being put out there that she's not going to be doing anything for the rest of 2026. You got to put that out there.
Right.
It was after the fact.
Correct.
So I really do believe that there was something going on, that there was something going to happen between Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey. Now, here's the problem that I have with that particular situation. At Revolution, which was about 2 weeks ago now, you get this thing between Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey, but Ronda Rousey's fight against Gina Carano, is May the 16th. 2 months down the road. There is not going to be anything going on between Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey during that 2-month time frame. That's dead air time, basically, for that situation. It should not have done. It should not have happened at Revolution. It should have been more towards the fight on May the 16th. Now, I'm not sure of what the date is for May's pay-per-view for AEW, and it doesn't really matter whether it's the week before, the week of, or the week after. You could still do something right there,
right,
and then move that forward. But 2 months time frame, it doesn't make too much sense to do.
Yeah, because originally I thought they were planning on trying to get something for All In or All Out, because those are two big.
Well, even All In is still towards the end of August,
right?
So you're talking even a longer time frame. That's a lot of dead time not to be building something. And that's what it would have been. 2 months of not building anything until after her fight with Carano. H.D. Daniels, what do you think?
I don't know. I just have no interest.
You have no interest whatsoever.
Ronda Rousey? No.
Yeah, because she left on bad terms. She basically was downgrading any wrestling fan for being a wrestling fan.
No, I disagree. It was more so just the WWE and TKO. And of course, TKO owns both WWE and UFC, which she used to fight for as well in the past. That's what it's all about on that particular thing, is her thumbing her nose at TKO. Not so much at wrestling itself, because earlier, like I was saying a few moments ago, in 2023, after she left WWE, she came over to Ring of Honor, which is owned by AEW, by Tony Khan, and had a tag match with Marina Shafir against Athena and her sidekick, Billy Starks. So, and then, coming back to this event, Revolution, tells me even more that she's not flipping her nose at the wrestling itself. It's just WWE and TKO and UFC for whatever's happened to there.
But did you enjoy Ronda matches towards the end?
Towards the end of her run in WWE?
Yeah.
I would say not so much.
Yeah, like she
got worse.
She got worse, and she needs people in there to protect her, like
Charlotte,
to highlight her skills rather than highlight.
You know what it is?
her.
I think personally, she didn't train enough.
Well, I mean, I thought she was a decent enough wrestler, but the production of the matches did not showcase her skills.
The holes in her game became more evident as time went along.
And it wasn't just that; it was she became one of those wrestlers that was like, I have heat, and you don't have heat. We're just sick and tired of seeing you on TV. That's not real heat. And then she'd cut these promos on social media like, yeah, you hate me. I'm a big heel. No, you're not. We're not interested.
No, it got bad at the end.
Yeah.
I will agree. It did get bad towards the end. But again, though, I think that she didn't, and it's just my own perspective. I hope that I'm wrong. But I don't think that she did very much training down at the Performance Center.
Probably
I don't
not.
think that she trained very much at all with anyone. I think that because of her UFC background and her judo background, she was just simply relying on that. And while judo background and UFC background is all great and dandy, and you can do a lot in UFC, you can do a lot in judo, it's not the same as wrestling.
Correct. And I can't disagree with you there, but she had good matches. There are matches you can point to that were good.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They were definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but the same thing happened to Shayna Baszler. If you really think about it, she came in NXT. She worked hard. She actually became a good NXT champion.
Yeah.
As soon as you get anything higher, she showed hole after hole.
You think Shayna Baszler showed holes?
No,
I thought she was.
I
okay.
disagree.
Yeah, I thought she was.
I disagree with that.
I still think
maybe towards the edge of it all, but when her first couple of years,
it's always a
on the
rise
main
up
roster,
and then
no,
they
she
just
was good.
fall off.
She was real good on the main roster.
I mean, she became a good hand, but I never thought that she was lacking. Ronda started to lack.
Yeah, she's completely different. Yeah, I agree with you.
He's wrong over here.
I know. Superfan goes on these tangents sometimes, and the yeet situation messes him up so much at times that it just messes with his head.
He needs to accept joy.
And we've got about 30 seconds here in the first hour. We will be back at 6 after the hour for hour number 2 here, Uncensored Wrestling Talk, coming to you live from the Gateway Fiber Studio, News Radio 105.3 FM. 1280 AM KYRO. Don't forget, we're also live on Facebook, Uncensored Wrestling Talk's Facebook page, as well as YouTube, Uncensored Wrestling Talk's YouTube channel. Have we got anything going on real quick over there?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Get over there.
Get over there.
93, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
I've got to go use the bathroom.
Fox News.
Back down a little bit.
Travelers continue to face long airport lines, but could relief
There
be
you
coming
go.
after President Trump signed an executive order
So like on the
to pay TSA
ref,
workers.
I know he's going to be clean, but
I've done that move like Raheem comes to mind. I throw Raheem out of the corner all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But doesn't he pick up? He picks up speed too.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes he'll do the whole. I've done it to Cameron before. That didn't come across as awkward to me.
Okay.
He just fell over.
Right. No, yeah, it was just.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when the referee trips you. He's pushing you back and you fall.
I feel weird when I do that sometimes. I did it to Luke Anthony the other night. Like, I pushed him back into the corner because the match wasn't ready to begin yet. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Holding you back. What do you want from me?"
My husband Brian died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened.
How's little HD doing?
He's good. He's good. We're trying to see if we can get SmackDown tickets, but they're still crazy.
No medical exams,
It's
and
nuts.
you can get up to $3 million worth of
Stupid.
Right.
But people are paying for it, so.
Yeah. Well, everybody's gonna pay for it.
I'm not. Not after going to the Elimination Chamber. If tickets don't come down, we're not gonna go. But,
Yeah. And every time they put Danhausen on the screen, I just want to turn the TV off.
really? Oliver's like, when is he gonna have a freaking match? I don't know what to tell you. This is what he does now.
That's his stick.
Yeah.
That's his whole stick.
I don't know, people like Danhausen.
I don't. But I wasn't a Danhausen fan when he was in AEW.
Me neither, not really.
And this is the Fox Business Report.
He'll, I think, eventually turn into like a boogeyman, where he'll just show up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe do something with our truth every once in a while.
have fallen to their lowest levels in more than 6 months. The Nasdaq has fallen further into correction territory, while the Dow has entered correction territory and is 10+% lower from its highs reached on February the 10th. Oil prices continue to climb and driving inflation worries, with U.S. oil closing around $100 a barrel.
Sorry, before it seems like there's a lot of any stuff going on
sectors. The
right
price of Bitcoin,
A lot
the
of
world's
what?
largest
Any
cryptocurrency, is trading
events,
around
like even in the St. Louis
$66,000, while
area.
shares of Robinhood and Coinbase plunged.
Seems like
Robinhood
everything
platforms are where the
is,
digital
you know,
currency
a
is
lot
traded.
the week
The
before
Dow down
WrestleMania,
793 points, the
which
Nasdaq
doesn't
lower
surprise
by
me.
460, S&P
That
500
it
down
seems, well, there's
180.
a
That's your Fox
mid-state
Business
event.
Report. I'm Hillary
Springfield.
Barsky.
Okay.
Harley
Investing in
race.
you.
I thought I saw Glory Pro. was-
Oh, that's all before Mania?
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know about
It's
Glory.
me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy
When is
Saves the
Glory?
World. It is
April
5 days a week.
11?
Every
Yep.
week, we check in with Jimmy Phelan,
And then he said
bringing
it's not
authors
the
for
9th
the
anymore.
book club. And
Right.
even treat
On the-
some
at
of
least on
your
the-
favorite
on
Fox
the,
personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and
webpage,
listen
it
at
says it's 16.
foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy saves the
That
world.
could be a problem.
America's listening to Fox
Need
News.
to check.
The season's race is over, and the checkered flag is waving. If you ran Miravis top soybean fungicide, you're crossing the finish line with more bushels, stronger stands, and no regrets. Don't wait until the next green flag drops. Run your beans full throttle next season. Lock in Miravis top with your retailer now and start next season out front. Always read and follow label instructions.
At Harvest, every acre tells the truth. And if you waited to see this season, you might be watching your yields slip away. Next year, don't wait to see. No, try Pro. As the hardest working, longest lasting corn
It does say May 16th.
works overtime to beat back disease, boost plant health, and preserve you. More bushels in the bin when it matters most. 2026, don't wait to go try Pro. Call your retailer today. Always read and follow label instructions.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. Here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In the Elite Eight
No,
Saturday
man,
night,
it's
three
been
seed
weekend
Illinois
slip
won the
before I got
South
close.
Region Final over 9 seed
I
Iowa
was gonna go
71
start last week. I was like,
advantage to its first Final
you
Four
tell
in
me to
21
change the
years.
dates.
Just for you.
Just for me.
In the West Region Final, one
Because
seed Arizona topped
The 11th is Trisha's marathon, go St. Louis Marathon. And I know.
April 11th or May 11th?
April.
Okay.
And then May is the game board convention I go to every year.
Game board?
Like board games.
Oh, board games.
Yeah.
Where at?
St. Charles.
Oh,
Convention
okay. I didn't know you were a board game nerd.
Yep.
40 seconds.
Yeah, Trish and I play a lot of board games.
Okay.
Stay there.
From the Fire Auction and Real Estate Weather Center, here's your updated KYRO forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times this
There we
afternoon,
go.
with daytime highs approaching 71.
Nope.
Oh, boy.
He's gonna be fighting with it.
High temperatures reach up to 85. Tomorrow, sunny skies. Right now, 55. That's the latest from News Radio KYRO. I'm meteorologist
And the
Jennifer
mics
Bucci.
are going live. That's really good vocal. I like that stuff. That's good stuff.
It's a toe tapper.
It is a toe tapper, but we gotta pipe that thing down just a little bit here because we are live inside the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, also live on our streams, Facebook, Uncensored Wrestling Talk, YouTube, the Uncensored Wrestling Talk channel. You can join us there with your questions and your comments. For this is Uncensored Wrestling Talk, hour number 2. Well, gentlemen, what a crazy week of professional wrestling this week. Let's go ahead and start off with Monday Night Raw, Superfan.
Snooze fest. No, I mean, really my takeaways from Monday Night Raw is one, Jay using the brass knucks, showing what type of heel he is, who thinks he has to protect everything anybody says about him, his family, or whatever.
Sounds like a baby face to me.
Let me ask you this, Superfan. If somebody
Yes,
came
I hate
along,
me some Jay Uso.
if somebody came along and was talking crap about your family, and let's face it, that's what CM Punk has been doing for the last, HD, 3 weeks? Something like that?
I don't know. Who cares?
Woo!
They're trying to
The
build
weeds
up.
are getting thick. You're not going to sit back and just let somebody talk smack about your family.
No, but I wouldn't do it in front of everybody. I'd take him to the woodshed out back.
Well, you can say that about any wrestling promo.
Yeah.
So, invalid.
Real quick from Carrie Positivity Smith. Unfortunately, I have to go for now. It's Sunday. Sarge Tim, HD, thank you for a great live stream. This is my first time here, but not my last.
Well, okay.
Thank you very much, Carrie. We appreciate you, my friend. So, just reading real quick. Stephen Ness coming in with a quick comment. Monday Night Raw was more like Monday Night Talk Show. I think 33 minutes of wrestling. I think SmackDown had 48 minutes or something like that.
With all jelly roll.
With all jelly roll.
With all jelly
So
roll.
ridiculous.
I'm almost getting tired of Jelly Roll.
Almost.
And again, Carrie Positivity Smith here, before he gets out of the chat room, says, if someone came along and started talking smack about my family, it's done. And you know, I gotta agree.
So then why isn't there a match between Jay and CM Punk?
Oh, I would like that so much better if it was. Why isn't there?
But we've still got time here before WrestleMania on April the 18th and 19th. I believe the match between CM Punk and Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship, I believe that's going to be night 1. And then night 2 will have Cody Rhodes.
I thought it was reversed.
But it might reverse. But still,
Punk and Roman are going to close WrestleMania.
You've got time before that to have something between Jey Uso and CM Punk.
Yeah, we probably will, and it won't matter. But we probably will.
Says it won't. Why will it not matter?
Because Punk either beats Jay or there's some sort of interference and Roman interferes, or it won't go anywhere. Punk versus Jay will be wasted time. Because this whole thing is wasted time. I don't enjoy a single second of it.
You haven't enjoyed one single second of it?
Not one.
Why? What's the issue? What's the
Jeez,
problem?
we
here?
got. Who are you supposed to root for in this? You got Punk talking about Roman's hair being gray and covered in J juice, and we're talking about dead daddies, and we're talking about you wouldn't be hired if it. I don't like any of it. None of it.
The only statement that I like from CM Punk is when he calls him his young boy.
I
Because
guess
that goes back to Japan.
Well,
I'm old.
That's
you're
a
old.
statement from like New Japan, but let's not get it confused here. They weren't in New Japan.
No,
and Roman wasn't his young boy over there. The rumor is that CM Punk brought in the Shield, which was, of course, at that time Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, and at the time Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley in AEW. But did he really?
And
did he really?
So they have never really talked about that. It's just this is one of those like lore of wrestling things, like CM Punk vouched for the Shield to make their debut. They never actually went on TV and said, "I, CM Punk, put in the effort to bring the Shield on television." They're just alluding to this mystery of
It
how
could happen or not happen.
Right, it did or did not happen. And from the second Roman won the Royal Rumble, I've been completely bored. The very second it happened. I don't care about this.
Well, I think that we do get a match sometime between now and WrestleMania between Jey Uso and CM Punk. It might be tomorrow night. It might be next weekend, or next week, I should say. But I don't think even that match gets a clear-cut winner.
Exactly.
I think, both Jimmy Uso will interfere as well as Roman Reigns.
Jay can't beat CM Punk leading to WrestleMania. Make Punk look weak.
It would not make sense. It would not make sense one
So
bit.
why even do it? Why even waste our time and do it?
Because CM Punk keeps talking about the family. Getting under the skin.
Who cares?
Of our Yeet Man.
Who cares? let Jimmy and Jay have their tag team. I'll yeet with the tag team.
Well, see, that's my issue. That's part of my issue here with all of this. Because with all of this going on, there hasn't been very much focus whatsoever on the tag team championships at all.
There never is.
Which is a shame to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the New Day has 12 championship reigns, different configurations of the New Day, of course, but Jay and Jimmy Uso, they aren't far behind. I think they've got 8, 9, 10,
Right.
somewhere in that number range. But
There's a reason the Usos are involved with Punk, and it's because Roman doesn't come to work.
Right.
But,
He's never
I
going
mean,
to come to work.
At the same time, he has been showing up on Monday
has.
Night Raw, 3 out of the last 4 weeks, something like that. A little bit, well, let's put it this way, more than what he usually
But
does.
it's also WrestleMania season. That's why. If it wasn't WrestleMania season, you wouldn't see high nor hair of Roman Reigns.
All right, so right now, and it could change between now and then, our next show will be Sunday, April the 12th, because we do not have a show next week for it being Easter. However, let's go ahead and make an early prediction here.
Okay.
CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Who wins and why?
I feel like CM Punk is going to win. Roman doesn't need this right now. He had that 5-year run. I don't think he needs a title ever again, ever. But Triple H might think differently. I feel like CM Punk winning this will put him over that much more as being a strong champion. If I have to pick somebody, I'm going to pick Punk because I don't want a champion that doesn't come to Raw every week.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I was going to go with it is, yeah, CM Punk is going to win only because he's there. And you get to do stuff with him. Though one match every 8 weeks just doesn't do it.
Well, it did it for 5 years.
I know, and I hated those.
So
5
did I.
years.
I hated it. Every second of those 5 years as him as champion.
Well, I've got this sneaking suspicion that Roman Reigns is the one that's going to come out as the victor in this one between himself and CM Punk at WrestleMania. And, you know, it may not be the quote-unquote same story as before, whereas it's the bloodline and all that kind of thing. But I got, again, also a sneaking suspicion to go along with it that Roman Reigns is going to go back to being that part-time champion that only shows up when the match is about to happen.
Right.
Maybe a week or so before. Maybe 2 weeks at the most. Which, right now, for the WWE, and in the way that things have been going, it seems to me that WWE has been on a downhill trend, right? Now we've said it on this show many times over the last 6-8 months that we think that as a whole, AEW's product has been better than WWE's, and of course there's a lot of people out there that would disagree with us, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But as a whole, that downhill trend, I don't think is the right way to go if you're putting the belt back on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, you're just setting up the same program that you just spent 5 years with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a complete repeat.
Yeah.
And WWE might want that.
Yeah, they might.
I mean, coming out of Raw, not to shift a little bit, the only match that I'm actually kind of interested right now from the Raw side, or if you want to call Raw competitors, is the Brock Lesnar-Obafemi match.
Now, that's an interesting one. Obafemi, when he's had confrontation with Brock Lesnar the last couple of times, Obafemi has gotten the one up on Brock Lesnar.
Foreshadowing of his loss.
Which, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm sorry.
As soon as the first
Brock's
time.
going to get the one up on
As
Monday.
soon as the first time happened, when Brock Lesnar came down and was taking out all those guys that were in the masks, of course, with Seth Rollins being the head of all these guys, which made no sense to me. It made no sense whatsoever. The beginning of all that.
No. Seth Rollins just lets Oba walk in the ring. He's just like, bye.
Yeah.
Are you guys paired up now? Like,
it had me scratching my head going, what the heck are we doing? What's going on here? Because there for a few moments, both, as you said, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, inside the ring, not doing anything, just staring each other down. And then Obafemi's music hits. He comes down and puts a whooping. I mean, a total whooping
grace
on Brock Lesnar. And then this past Monday, the same kind of thing. Comes down and does another whooping on Brock Lesnar. But after that first one, I thought in my head, well, this is the prelude to Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and because of the fact that Obafemi just got one up on him, Brock Lesnar's he's gonna do a number on Obafemi at WrestleMania, and then it really solidified for me after that second run-in and them having the second
power
situation,
bomb.
the power bomb. Yeah, exactly. It'll be power bomb versus F5, and how many power bombs can you take compared to an F5, we'll find out. But I think Brock Lesnar is going to come out the winner on that one.
And it'll make Oba look so bad.
And it will. That's why
I think they're going to get get it right on this one. As much as Oba, you're right, he's setting up as a loss now because he's twice gotten better than Brock Lesnar.
And
But
everybody
I
wants
think-
to see Obafemi
Yeah.
versus Brock Lesnar.
But
Even us,
it-
we've said we want to see Obafemi
It's just a
and
natural
Brock.
progression.
and Brock
You,
Lesnar.
you need somebody else to be that ruler or head above everybody else. That what Brock Lesnar did for years and years and years. What a perfect match to pass the torch to Oba.
No, I'll be excited if he beats Brock. Like, legit excited for that to happen, and I'll be super down if he
It's one of
loses.
those things that I will be shocked and surprised though
Mhm.
if Brock Lesnar doesn't beat Obafemi. It's just how I feel right now. Now if
It'll
let's
be
say
the
next
first
Sunday-
time, like, it'll be if that happens, it'll be like Goldberg beat Lesnar, but Goldberg was old. I can't remember the last time, like, someone fresh and new beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Or even someone like a Seth Rollins or an AJ, they lost to Brock Lesnar.
Well, the last
Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar.
The last loss that Brock Lesnar took, if I'm not mistaken, was against Cody Rhodes. And that was the last match that he had in
Right.
the WWE.
Cody, that whole thing was just ridiculous and didn't need to happen.
But
So-
how many times,
The gatekeeper.
regardless of time frame between matches and all, but how many times have we actually seen Brock Lesnar lose a couple times in a row? Not very many.
No, right.
Not very many at all. And
He beat Omos at WrestleMania,
yeah,
which shouldn't have happened.
yeah, he did do that. I mean, as clunky of a match that was.
That was a real clunky match, but what did it do for Omos? It made it worse.
No, it didn't do anything for him.
And where he's at now?
Yeah, exactly.
Triple A?
Yeah,
But see,
Triple A.
I think this is a match that shouldn't be now the way that it's playing out and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know a lot of us, in including the internet world, and fans just in general, wanted to see Obafemi and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm wondering if they may not be the right time for it.
Well,
I
when do
still
you
think-
want it?
SummerSlam.
Well, what do you
SummerSlam.
want Oba to do at Mania then? Penta? Like, what would you want?
I would have liked to have seen a Royce Hobbs and Obafemi.
Royce Hobbs, that's good. Royce Keys.
Royce Keys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But yeah, I think that would have been a more intriguing match to start off with. Because since we saw Royce Keys, which was in the Royal Rumble for a little bit, we haven't seen anything from Royce Keys at all. Nothing.
He's been on Stephanie's podcast.
What did he do? Honestly, it's just like coming on here. If that's the only thing that you've done in 5 months time frame, or well, now it's like what, 3 months time frame. Who cares? If you're not doing anything to lead up to it, or you're not going to do anything directly afterward, who cares? He was on that podcast about a month ago, 3 weeks ago,
And they keep...
and still nothing.
Yeah, I know. They just keep showing clips after clip. I don't know. Maybe that's their...
It doesn't make much sense.
It's his introduction to the WWE universe. We have to learn about him first.
Oh, is that what it is?
And his hardships and his upbringing.
And you do that in NXT?
They're doing it this way. He's
You know,
better. He's better than NXT. He
Yeah,
better-
I would not. I'd rather him being on the main roster than going to NXT.
But even someone like Kevin Owens, which we all thought should have went to the main roster, he still spent his time at NXT.
Who?
Kevin Owens.
Okay, yeah, sure. He went to NXT. He was in Ring of Honor for a very long time. But you have to also acknowledge the fact that Ring of Honor is not as big as WWE. It's not as big as, let's say, WCW was. It's not as big as AEW is. So a lot of people, unless you're a diehard wrestling fan or a Ring of Honor wrestling fan, you don't know who Kevin Steen is. You don't know who Kevin Owens is. So yeah, you've got to throw him into NXT.
We don't know who Royce Keys is. I'm on your side, but we don't know who he is.
But we know who he is from AEW. We know what he's capable of from seeing him in AEW. No, and I'm not saying AEW is on the same level as WWE, because they're not. Even though we like their product a lot better than WWE. WWE is still way up here. AEW is still down here. But we knew who Powerhouse Hobbs was. And yeah, we knew he was getting the name change, as most folks do when they go into the WWE. But we already know what he's capable of doing. We've seen his work. We're impressed with his body of work. Let him jump into the main roster and let him start working. We haven't seen anything since the Royal Rumble.
No, I agree. It's disappointing that he hasn't been there.
It makes me wonder why. What is the problem here? What is going on?
They don't know what they're doing. That's the problem.
Creative needs to get their stuff together.
Well, they lost their road dog, so.
Well,
good.
You know, I think God loved the road dog. And I think there for a long time he was doing quite well with what he had to work with, right? But there's a time sometimes when things just get a little stale.
Right.
They just do. And that's when you've got to mix it up a little bit.
Michael Hayes is still there.
I know.
Hey, that's another story for another
And
day.
what is he doing?
I don't know.
I mean, to me,
he's a jack of all trades.
Right.
He's a
Put
jack
him back
of all
in
trades.
creative for a while. See if he could bring something.
Well, I was making a joke to keep him away from there.
Oh.
Because he has been many, many times in creative, and he could still
Right.
very well be working in creative, as well as producing things and agent this and agent that and all kind. I mean, like I said, he's a jack of all trades behind
Right.
curtains. So, but with Road Dogg, and even though he was let go from the creative side of it, he's not been let go from WWE itself, because he's still under a Legends contract as well. So you might see him be put into a different role going forward. But creatively though, what has WWE done creatively that's really got us up on the edge of our seat going, oh God, yeah.
Jelly roll.
Oh God, no. He did not just say jelly roll.
He did.
He was all over SmackDown.
He was definitely all over SmackDown.
With his bright white teeth.
I mean, and there's rumor going around that at WrestleMania there might be a tag match with what's his name, Kit Wilson, whatever. The dude that Jelly Roll just fought, him and The Miz taking on Jelly Roll and Royce Keys.
Wait, you're throwing Royce Keys into this Jelly Roll situation?
That's the rumors going around on the dirt sheet.
Jelly Roll and Keys versus
Yes.
Kit Wilson and who?
The Miz.
The Miz.
Because The Miz and Kit Wilson has been kind of conversing back and forth quite a bit over these last several weeks, but now both of these men have been cursed
But where
by
does
Danhausen.
Royce Keys fit in?
Maybe in the next week or so, we see Jelly Roll back on the show, and The Miz and Kit Wilson are doing an absolute number on him in the ring, and then all of a sudden the music hits of Royce Keys and he comes down and makes the save. That's the only real way that you can get Royce Keys involved.
Wouldn't
in this
Danhausen
situation.
make more sense? Danhausen and Jelly Roll?
No! God, no.
If you want logic.
God, no.
Logic says those two.
I understand your logic about that. I do. But,
Jellyhausen.
God, on that note, we're past our first break for this second hour. It's only 59
I wonder if it
seconds
tastes like
long.
raspberry.
We're going to go ahead and take it, and we will be right back. Jellyhausen.
Award-winning severe weather coverage when it counts. 24/7 from News Radio
Lord
105.3
have
1280
mercy.
AM. Powered by the Quiver River Electric Cooperative.
I've always thought that Superfan has lost it, but now I'm thinking HT Daniels might be in that same boat.
You saw a rumor that Roy Stevens is going to be involved in this somehow?
Yeah.
They're going to throw a guy right into WrestleMania?
Yeah. With no build up, because you can't really build stuff within 2 weeks. It's just, for a big event like this, you need a longer time frame, I think. But that's just me on that.
To me, that's SmackDown before WrestleMania. I can see it on that. I just can't see
The
that.
night before WrestleMania doing it? No. You gotta do it this Monday, this Friday.
No, I'm saying to have that can't be a WrestleMania match.
Lord, I hope not.
To me, the most it should be is a SmackDown match, and the night
And we
before
are back
SmackDown.
live on the radio, on our streams, live inside the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. If you're on our Facebook stream or you're on our YouTube stream, you saw we were still conversing about this Jelly Roll, Danhausen, Jellyhausen situation going on. Let's continue the talk. We're on live on the radio now.
Okay. I assumed when you said we're back.
Right.
Continue on, my friend.
Well,
why do you want to see Jellyhausen?
Oh, I don't. I don't want to see it.
But it makes logical
yeah.
sense. If you're going to put a storyline out there, that's your storyline. Because they all four had interaction with The Miz and or Kit Wilson.
I mean, who is Danhausen cursed? He's cursed Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
He's cursed. Did he curse Kofi?
No,
I think he
Kofi moved out of the way. That's why Grayson.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
The Miz.
The Miz.
Okay, so
Kit
Miz
Wilson.
Mm-hmm. He cursed Kit Wilson?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. That's why he lost to Jelly Roll.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, he should probably team and make Jellyhausen.
For those of you
Well,
on the
Jelly
radio
Roll
side
did
that
have a
cannot
nice set of
see,
teeth.
I now
What?
have
Jelly
my
Roll did have a
hand
nice
on
set of
my
teeth.
head,
I'm telling you.
on my
Him and Roman go to the same dentist.
No. Are you enjoying this Danhausen stuff
No.
that they've been doing?
No, it makes. Well, I didn't like Danhausen in AEW anyway, so this.
You didn't like him in AEW?
No.
There's
He's just a bit player that does nothing.
I mean, WWE can be magical when they do it right. The Undertaker, Kane, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a spoof. They made it into a spoof.
I foresee Danhausen when the dust settles of Danhausen, he'll become a boogeyman type character and just show up with the worms once or twice a year.
In this case, with the teeth.
Correct. Right. Mm-hmm. Teeth and worms. I mean, I see them being a pair together. Like it would fit.
Wow.
Boogiehausen?
Wow.
Boogiehausen.
Wow. We all have lost it.
We have. Because you know it'll happen.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it's not a Jellyhausen thing. I'm hoping that they do something better with Danhausen.
Roy Skis doesn't make any sense for this, so who else would it be?
I'm just telling you what I'm reading.
Interesting.
I'm just telling you what I'm reading, my friend. Finn Balor getting thrown out of the Judgment Day and now having a major feud with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Are you guys enjoying this one? It's kind of a bit of a long overdue one, to be quite honest.
I'm glad Finn is singles again.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's cut it off. Finn does his own thing. Let's not talk
Right.
about Judgment Day anymore. Even though they won't. It'll be a long draw.
Oh, this is going on.
drawn out.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. Let's just move on.
Do you think we get a match at WrestleMania between Finn Balor and
I
Dirty Dom?
always assumed, and I'm happy this time to be wrong, that it was going to be Finn versus Dominic for the Intercontinental title. But I am so happy to see
Penta
that. Yes,
beat
I'm so
Dirty Dom
happy.
a couple
Yep.
weeks ago for that.
I could foresee maybe a triple threat.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. But see, this is what I see happening with it, and you guys tell me what you guys think of that about this. We'll get a Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio match at WrestleMania, and it doesn't matter which night 1 or night 2. Somehow, some way, JD McDonough will get involved, all that kind of stuff, where Dirty Dom will come out as the victor in this particular match, which will set up for SummerSlam down the road of the Demon coming back to face Dirty Dom.
You're gonna drag this out to SummerSlam?
They
Seems
drag
like he wants
worse
to drag
stuff
everything
out.
out to SummerSlam.
They drag worse stuff out, my friend.
I know.
And that's the next big event for WWE. I mean, I guess they could do it at a Saturday night's main event, but I would rather them do it at a SummerSlam. At a big event for the Demon. The Demon's return.
I don't know. Get it over with. Bring the Demon back at Mania and end this.
Yeah.
That's not enough time. It's not enough time to build up for that. I'm being logical here. It's not enough time to build up for that.
Well, if he always gets beaten down, then he has to bring out the Demon. If there's the numbers, if JD McDonough and Dominic are always beating him down, then you have to bring out the Demon to fight numbers.
It'd still be numbers in favor of the Judgment Day, regardless.
Yeah, it
if
would
the
be in
Demon's
favor of the
there or
Judgment Day,
not.
but the Demon
I just
was unstoppable.
Does anybody want to see Finn versus Dominic? Like, actually want to? I just don't know.
I think there are a lot
Really?
of people out there that do want to see this. Yeah, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate.
And it's more just your quote unquote regular WWE fans who don't watch anything else at all
I don't know.
of the huge umbrella that is wrestling.
I just have no interest.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything else from Monday Night Raw, gentlemen, that you want to speak on before we move on?
So really, with Stephanie Vaquer, they're still not even. The storyline between Stephanie and Liv is boring me right now.
Penta is like the only thing that excites me about
Right.
Raw. Dragon Lee kind of excited me, but I know they're not going to go anywhere with him.
What a match
Yeah.
between Dragon Lee
Totally.
and Penta.
Yeah. They had a great lucha
That
style
was the
match.
match
on
of the
Raw.
night,
Yeah.
I think, for
Yep.
that.
There's
when they
just
fought.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Stephanie
want to
ver-
see a return match between the two of them at WrestleMania.
Sure, why not? Yeah, better than anything main event will ever do. I agree. Stephanie versus Liv. Why do we care about this? There's no reason to care about this.
Before we make our actual predictions in 2 weeks, a pre-prediction, who do you think gets the win in this between Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan? The way things have gone up to this point. And of
I
course,
almost
we've still
think
got
Liv's
2
going to
weeks
get it
before.
back.
You don't believe?
No, I
Liv?
do believe.
Oh,
I
you
think,
do believe
I think
that
Liv's
Liv
going.
Morgan's going to win?
Yes. Only because, again, it brings more credibility to the Judgment Day, and if she's still going to be, and really kind of solidifies her as the actual leader of the Judgment Day.
Do you think there's any chance Dominic turns and Stephanie's his new gal?
No.
Because that's what he does.
I can't see that happening. I really can't. Especially with him still holding the AAA Mega Championship as
Stephanie
well.
and Dominic, two Latin
The only person,
heritage champions.
the only person in Judgment Day that I think people need to watch is Roxanne Perez, because she hasn't been around. All of a sudden, Liv comes back, and Roxanne's just kind of put on the back shelf of the Judgment Day. Maybe she can make a statement.
So then Roxanne beats Liv eventually.
Yeah.
After 8 months of.
So we just had a turn in the Judgment Day. They just turned
Well,
on Finn Balor and kicked him
so
out.
this
I don't
is-
see that happening.
I think
that quick.
I think they've established the Judgment Day as that kind of group. When it's your turn to be done, you're done. Kind of like not
But it's too soon.
No, like I say, drawn out. Like Liv wins the title, and then we're gonna build a very long and drawn out to the point of boredom storyline of Raquel and Liv having tension, and then it won't even be SummerSlam, it'll be War Games, and it'll be after War Games, they'll finally break up. And we won't even remember the Finn banishment.
Probably
That's
not.
what they do.
That's what they do. You're right.
That's why they do
You're
what
right.
they do.
All right, we are up against our second and final break of the show. Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We're going to go ahead and take that break. It's only 3 minutes. 3 minutes long. Here's your 3-minute warning, so to speak. When we come back, we'll talk AEW from Wednesday night's Dynamite. Right after this.
Weber Chevrolet. In the auto business, you don't just automatically stick around for 120 years. You gotta earn it. We've come a very long way from selling wagons and farm implements and the like on the riverfront, where the arch now stands. Now, we have 4 great dealerships in the St. Louis and Southern Illinois areas, all in the 270 loop. It's a legacy built on trust, hard work, and commitment to our community. But what matters most is you, our valued customers. It's no surprise, times have changed, vehicles have changed, car buying has changed, but we're still here to do what we've done for the past 120 years, helping people find great cars and trucks to meet their family's needs and budgets. And that's something that nobody else can say. See for yourself why for 120 years, Weber has been the name that you can rely on. Visit us at any of our locations in Granite City, Columbia, Illinois.
Good old Wyatt Simpson
You can also
is
find us
watching.
on Facebook.
How you doing there, Wyatt? Why?
How
What
about
happened
once
to you
again
Friday
in
night?
Troy,
We all want to
Missouri?
know.
South Lincoln Drive means Country State of Mind Designs. I'm talking with Lisa today. There's a saying that goes, if your business doesn't have a sign, there's no sign of your business.
That's correct.
So Country State of Mind Designs does so much more than just signs, but that's the main thrust of things, right? You're trying to help the visibility of local businesses to, ensure their viability.
We thrive on helping you guys be visible and recognizable. We can do anything from light signs, flat signs, vehicle graphics, shirts.
You guys have a lot more to offer than just signs.
We do embroidery here. We also have the newest and latest t-shirt, the direct-to-fan printer. We actually print in-house.
You guys have a great website at countrystateofminddesigns.com, and if somebody wants to talk about a project, so how do they get a hold of it?
636-775-1117, or they can email us at csmdesigns.troy@gmail.com.
Out and about in Troy,
He
Missouri.
says jelly rolls on little
on 139 South Lincoln Drive. Come see Lisa and the whole staff today. The Wrecking Crew. What do you guys do here?
We recycle our typical business.
Yeah, he did. Kudos to him.
Kudos to him for doing a good job.
They
Like,
just don't realize it. They do.
you get to WWE, you dream
Talk
big.
about getting buried.
Right?
We do boxes,
Man.
trailers, we cut stuff up.
Growing up being a little
I mean, I
kid,
didn't really
wanna
care for
work.
what was it, Pretty Deadly with him and his partner.
I never liked Pretty Deadly. Like, never could get into that.
But still, what a way to get buried. Get thrown into a
Oh,
program.
by the way, you're gonna go against Jelly Roll and you're gonna lose.
And you're gonna
Because
sell
you're
your butt
cursed.
off. Right, you're gonna sell to him like Sean sold to Hogan. You're gonna.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Lows level off around 56.
Very true.
Temperatures reach up to 85 tomorrow. Sunny
10
skies.
seconds and we're back live on the radio for the last segment
That's the latest from
on the radio.
KYRO. I need a urologist, Jennifer Wojcicki.
Wojcicki. There we go. Lights are going live. We are back live inside the Gateway Fiber Studio. News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, Facebook, the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page, and of course on YouTube. Go look it up, Uncensored Wrestling Talk, the channel itself. You can join us there, and the Facebook with your questions, your comments. We usually read whatever's coming in. HD Daniels, anything on the YouTube to speak of that you want to say about?
Disappointed in anybody. They're not coming into. Let's get into YouTube.
Let's jump in that YouTube, folks, and give HD some questions and comments to throw out there. You know, AEW, Wednesday night. Swerve Strickland going up against Kenny Omega, the #1 contendership on the line as well as the EVP title. What'd you think there, super fan?
Well, I didn't understand the stipulation because technically Swerve's already
I
an
just said
EVP.
it.
He's an EVP already since they.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who did?
Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland went up against the Young Bucks in a tag match several months ago, and the stipulation was that the Young Bucks, if they lost, they would lose their EVP titles, yes, but it never said they would lose them to Swerve and to Hangman. So no, he is not an EVP. Hangman is not an EVP. The Young Bucks just lost their EVP titles is all.
Yeah, there was confusion when that was all going on. He's right. I remember that whole.
But in this one, it was number one contendership versus EVP title. If Swerve wins, he gets that EVP title. If Kenny wins, he gets that number one contendership match. HD, what did you think of that match specifically?
You can't go wrong with Swerve these days. Kenny Omega, to me, his matches are hit or miss because I don't know. I get Kenny Omega matches sometimes don't do it for me. I'll just say that. But with Swerve and
Is it
Kenny
because
together,
his matches are usually very, 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 very long?
yes, I could do a whole show on Kenny Omega matches and why I don't think he's the wrestling god people think he is, but that is not to say he doesn't know what he's doing in there. He's very good.
Right.
But with Swerve, to me, you can't go wrong with the Swerve match. So I enjoyed it.
Good. Super fan.
I mean, I wasn't not shocked whenever Kenny won the match out of it by any means.
No, it was a complete setup.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. So, I like the match. I mean,
he had already had some quote unquote dealings with MJF, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, it was no surprise that he came out as the victor.
But now Swerve's pushed down on the card again.
I think they're setting up a third match. Best 2 out of 3. It'll be Kenny versus Swerve for the number one contender, which is it's really weird.
Before we get to Dynasty?
Because Dynasty's like in a week.
Dynasty's only a couple of weeks off.
So is it set that it's MJF versus
absolutely.
Kenny Omega? That's been advertised?
Yes.
It
was advertised that night.
And
after this particular
Saturday
match
night,
between Kenny and Swerve.
All right. Then
So
maybe not.
But I mean,
Kenny will lose.
Kenny will lose to MJF.
Yeah, it's too soon for MJF to lose. They did it with Samoa Joe, and it was too soon for Samoa Joe to lose too.
That is one of the things with AEW, I've got to say. Even though we enjoy their... What is the problem here, HK?
Turning down some volume, that's all, but now it's all buzzy.
That is a little bit of the problem here, I think, with AEW, is some of their champions don't really get to hold the belt for very long, or have very many title defenses as well. Like, for example, Ricochet and the national championship. He had won that title. I think he had 1 or 2 defenses, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I think maybe both of them were against Jungle Jack Perry.
Yeah.
And then there's a battle royal, not just a battle royal, but a 21-man battle royal for the national championship. And it comes down to Jungle Jack Perry and Ricochet, the final 2, and Jungle Jack is able to throw him over the top rope, and he becomes the new champion. But it just, in case in point of what I'm talking about, not many title defenses there.
I don't mind short reigns if they, I don't want to say if they matter, but
if they make sense of why.
Yeah, if they make
short.
sense, and WWE just has too long of title reigns, so it's kind of a breath of fresh air.
You know,
but I just don't feel like with MJF's momentum, it's his time to lose right now.
It's just like the Babes of Wrath losing their titles.
I felt like it was almost time.
They had a heck of a long run with those
championships. But to me, that it was compared to a lot of the titles, it was a short run for them.
Compared to whose titles?
Yeah, whose?
Well, look at Okada. Look at, it seems like, there was a time the TNA championship has been kind of hot potatoed a little bit, but for most part, it seems like a lot of their major championships they run a 12-month program with.
HD, what do you think of what?
I'm trying to digest what he
Like,
said.
look at John Moxley. How long did he have the
Yeah,
championship?
he had it for a while.
He had it for quite a long time.
I don't think he's he had 2 championships.
I think I'm getting stuck. You threw out Okada's name, and I was literally thinking last night on Collision that I'm so bored with Okada. Like, I almost wish he didn't even come to AEW and he just stayed.
Completely different persona.
Yeah, it's not even a fun version of Okada. He just walks around with his middle finger out the whole
Right.
time. And
Ain't
like,
wrong with
yeah,
that.
he's got a championship, but who cares? But, I digress. He has had it for a while. I don't know. I guess.
Your FTR tag
Yeah.
team champions have been the champions for a little while now, about 3
Right.
months.
Yeah,
something like that.
it needs to go with them. They've ran their course.
Well, I think with that particular situation, they're going to end up having a match with Cage and Cope,
Mm-hmm.
and Cope and Cage will capture the tag team championships
I sure hope
from
so.
FTR.
Just for the fact that FTR is not
And I
doing
believe that's
anything.
coming up on Dynasty
Yeah.
as well.
It's scheduled for Dynasty.
Interesting. Interesting things. What else from AEW's either Dynamite or Collision there, Superfan?
I thought the Tekla versus Mina Shirakawa match was a very good match.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, brass knucks were brought into the affair.
Hey, sometimes when you're dealing with the Sisters of Sin, the Triangle of Madness, things are going to happen.
Right. But I do like now that it's kind of setting up the Sisters of Sin Triangle of Madness going against the Brawling Birds and Mina.
Yeah. And that's definitely going to happen next week. I believe that's coming up on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night,
on
yes.
Dynamite. That'll be an interesting matchup. But do you see coming out of that Mina getting another shot against Thekla, possibly happening at Dynasty?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Who do you see then? Who do you see as the next opponent for Thekla?
Right now, they can take a break and not have that match.
Right.
Or not have Thekla have a match?
Or do we see the return of Chris Statlander to cause something?
I don't think there's anybody. I just don't know if anybody's ready to do it yet. So I said let's not have a match, but you need to have a title on.
You got to have the title on the line.
Have a battle royal on Dynamite and just have a match. I don't know.
Oh, HD.
They've gone nowhere. They've
We
run everything into the ground with this.
Well, I mean, we've said AEW's product is better than WWE, but you're right. They are starting to run things into the ground a little bit.
Right. Or do you see a return of Mercedes Moné?
I was just thinking that too. I don't know.
She's in the process of losing all of her titles.
Correct.
So no, I don't see Mercedes coming back for a while. In fact, she might even be done with AEW, to be honest. At least for the long version of it.
Right, because their last promo was, we'll see what happens when I'm not around.
Mm-hmm. And that was only, 2 months ago? 3 months ago. That's kind of why I was kind of surprised when Statlander lost the AEW Women's Championship to Thekla.
Right.
I thought she was going to have... I was under the impression that with the way that she was having matches and the way that she was winning her matches, that she was going to have a really long run with this championship. But Thekla was able to get the better of her in that particular match.
The other person that, to me, that's out there that, because Babes of Wrath technically are no longer a team, does Harley Cameron go and gets Tekla?
I was wondering about Harley too.
But the problem here is you've got the storyline going on of Mina Shirakawa and the Brawling Birds going up against this Sisters of Sin, this Triangle of Madness thing. So it's not where Wednesday night it's the end of it after
Right.
that particular match. So no, you can't throw Harley Cameron into all of that right now. You can't. It messes up that particular storyline.
But even
And
if
that's
they,
why I think we're going to see at least one more match between Mina Shirakawa and Thekla. And also because of the fact that Thekla used those brass knuckles as well.
right. But I don't see Thekla losing the championship either.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying another match. And
You're
so
probably right.
That time frame, you can't just throw Harley Cameron into the middle of it.
No, we're saying that because we're bored, but you're probably right.
Stop being bored.
Marina and Tony probably should have won the tag belts to keep me interested in whatever Marina's doing, which I haven't been invested in anything she's done really. That's what he says.
Interesting. What else you want to talk about? We've got about 4 minutes left on the radio side of things here.
Overall this week, I think Collision was the best show.
Last night's Collision?
Last night out of the
Really?
whole week.
Collision? I get disappointed with Collision because it just becomes a predictable,
Yeah,
not a
there's-
squash
there's-
match show, but the matches don't mean anything. And you know who's going to win.
But the Tommaso Ciampa versus Ace Austin was an awesome match.
No, you ain't kidding.
So
that match
putting
was
out
absolutely
awesome matches.
phenomenal.
Does it take you out of it though? Because it does me. We're like, okay, Tommaso Ciampa versus Ace Austin. I love Ace Austin. I'm a huge mark for him, but he had no chance of winning, and I just stopped caring.
And what was the purpose of that match?
To have a match.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's when you get lost in the sauce. There's got to be some sort of answer after that match.
I don't mind matches for matches, like World League does them.
Yeah.
I don't hear you having that criticism of World League, but
Everything's kind of intertwined in World League Wrestling, though. You win a particular match in World League, it does something for you going up that ladder. In AEW, not so much, because from the Tommaso and Ace Austin match, we get a showdown between Juice Robinson and Tommaso Ciampa, because Ciampa had gotten back into the ring, was going to do some more extra damage to Ace Austin, and Juice turned around and kind of stopped all of that. So the going forward from that
So now you
is
get your storyline.
they're going to have their match. But at the end of it all, for that particular situation, who cares?
Yeah.
Where does it go from there? It's not like Tommaso from this is going to get a TNT rematch. It's
Right.
not like Juice Robinson is going to get a national championship match or anything along those lines. Now, if this can be built into a major feud between the Bang Bang Gang and Tommaso Ciampa going forward, okay, cool, that's fine. Maybe we see Jay White coming back very, very soon, and maybe we're going to see a Jay White versus Tommaso Ciampa matchup in the near future.
If Ace Austin had
And that
more-
might be the payoff of this.
If Ace Austin had more wins under his belt and was an actual player in AEW,
It might mean a little bit more. I got
yeah,
you.
you can have a match to have a match with two names, but Ace Austin is still that loser who's trying to work his way up in AEW.
Interesting. Anything else in the last minute here? On the radio side.
On the radio side. No, that's about all I got.
Okay. HD Daniels?
No.
Anything from SmackDown or Collision?
Now let's talk about TNA and some things that happened after the show was off on the radio. So
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about TNA's Sacrifice. So if you're on the radio side of things and you want to hear about the TNA stuff, jump over to Facebook or on YouTube, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. You can join us there and see and watch us talk about, and join us with your questions and comments as well about TNA's Sacrifice, as well as some dirt sheet stuff that we're going to talk about as well. So, for myself, Sarge, I want to say thank you to all of you watching and listening to Uncensored Wrestling Talk. Thank you to Superfan here for everything that he does. Thank you to H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, Mr. 123, yeet, for all the hard work that he's been doing. Hey, on YouTube, you can go back now and see all different kinds of archived shows from Uncensored Wrestling Talk as well. So, for HD, for Superfan, I am Sarge saying thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. But until then, go watch some wrestling.
This Sunday, rising risks. More U.S. forces head to the Middle East as markets tumble and oil prices rise.
It did, didn't it?
War's been won. And
It just went
uncertainty
straight
grows
to
over
the sky.
President Trump's next move in Iran.
Turn that down.
Let me just unplug that. There we go.
All right, let's see here. Where is TNA Sacrifice from Friday night? Going over this card here, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, no title changes whatsoever in this.
I always think that's a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Leon Slater taking on Eric Young for the TNA X Division Championship. And of course, this was Young's Feast or Fired X Division title match. Leon Slater coming out the victor in this one. Pretty good match.
Yep, Leon Slater does well. And Eric Young always does well.
Always.
That guy
does
is
well.
like the crispest wrestler I've ever seen. He's so...
They don't do enough with Eric Young.
What do you want him to do? Because he does quite a lot.
I want to see him in the world title picture all the time. All the time.
Okay. Fair.
That's me.
That's fair. That's fair. He's getting old, but, you know.
He is, but...
Give one last run to him.
I wouldn't mind it.
Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar, going up against Elijah and the hometown man. And Kazarian and Francis coming out the victors in this one.
Francis is like Dominic. Why is he even on television?
Sorry, AJ Francis. He don't like you much.
Do you? Do you?
You know...
There's nothing he does, not even his promos or his wrestling. It's like, yeah, I want to see
His
more.
promos are better than his in-ring work.
Yeah, but they're not good.
Woo!
It's like Don Cal. I'm going to throw AJ Francis in my Don Callis dominant category, which is not good.
Don't want to be in there.
Ariana Grace going up against Li Ying Lee and Danny Luna for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Of course, Ariana Grace defending that championship against those two and defeating and retaining the Knockouts Championship. H.G. Daniels, what'd you think about that one?
I'm sick and tired of these NXT people having TNA titles.
Well, it's kind of a shame. It's kind of a... They kind of dropped that ball, I think, of having TNA folks coming in to NXT and winning some championships.
I stopped watching TNA because of the WWE relationship. It ruined the entire experience. And I watched Impact because I knew there was a show coming up, so I turned on Impact and I enjoyed Impact. And everything was fine until Ariana Grace is still the champion. I'm like, why? You had a perfect TNA show until NXT was involved.
Yeah. Order 4, Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz. In their corner, of course, Jason Hotch, John Schuyler, and Special Agent Zero going up against Trey Miguel and Jada Stone, I should say, in an intergender tag team match. Order 4 coming out victorious in this.
Did you watch any of this?
I've seen bits and pieces.
So I was not an Order 4 fan at all. I don't know, a month ago. I find Mustafa Ali boring. He can do matches well, but the whole government political guy. Jada Stone almost sold the whole group for me on Friday. She did very well.
Nice.
Yeah, she put on a solid performance, and Jada Stone did really well too.
Moose with Alicia Edwards in her
I don't
corner,
understand that.
going up against Eddie Edwards, and of course Moose getting the win by disqualification.
Yeah, Moose needs to be a dominant world champion and destroy the entire roster.
Mm.
And I don't know why Alicia Edwards is with him. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, I know they had a little bit of a breakup in the system and all, and Moose gets kicked out, but then Alicia decides to go with Moose. What you doing, TNA?
Throwing spaghetti. See what sticks.
Mom's spaghetti.
Mara Sade going up against Elena Black in a no disqualification match and picking up the victory, HD.
Elena Black, you said? Or
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
I love it. The System, Brian Myers and Cedric Alexander going up against Jeff Hardy and Vincent and picking up the win against them two. The System getting that win, I should say.
That match didn't make any sense because it was one of those matches where the tag team partner tags with Jeff Hardy and fights the other team with Jeff Hardy, but then turns on Jeff Hardy at the end. It's like, why were you like helping him wrestle?
Did you not see this
Right.
coming?
Well, there's that, but it's also where is your you're helping Jeff Hardy wrestle his match and being on his team to fight his enemy just to turn on him? Like, why would you help him at all? Why are you even in the match helping him?
Yeah.
But yeah, his tag partner like executed Matt Hardy in the back. Like, yeah, there's a blood stain on the wall. But Matt Hardy's still alive. Don't worry.
They're saying,
Go ahead, what were you going to say?
you know, Jeff, is supposedly getting released by WWE, which means, to me, that would also be TNA.
Who?
Jeff Hardy's getting released by
That's
W.
what, that was in the dirt sheets this week.
He's not contracted by WWE.
Okay. I thought he was still.
No,
under-
he's under contract with TNA.
Yeah.
Just TNA?
Yeah, just
Okay.
TNA. Just TNA.
So I don't know if I'm following that.
Well, I was, one of the dirt sheets I was reading, Jeff Hardy's released by WWE again.
Are you? Is this 2009?
It was probably
Did you go back in time?
Yeah, it was probably a time warp thing here.
Did he just have a drug raid and it's 09?
And I was thinking, well, there goes Jeff again.
Damn. Mike Santana defending the TNA World Championship against Steve Macklin and HD. This one ends in a no contest.
Did anybody see it?
I only saw
So
bits
I-
and
I
pieces of
posted
highlights.
I posted
Because we
some-
were down at Fayette, Missouri. that
Right,
night.
I watched it last night.
Okay.
So I posted some clips in our Discord.
Okay,
Because I
cool.
thought it was super interesting, but Macklin legit gets hurt. Very early, like minutes into the match. He gets
Wow.
super kick to the face. He goes down. And it has been recognized by TNA and by public wrestling fans that referee Alice Lane noticed it. She's getting her credit for stopping the match.
Oh, wow.
She he got hit. Macklin went down. She recognized it right away. Santana went over to do his next move in their sequence, and she was like, "No, not happening." Medical got into the ring. She threw up the X. And then Santana's just kind of like awkward because it was awkward. And then there was a message given to Eddie Edwards to let's do something.
Mhm.
Because Eddie Edwards is the #1 contender or something for
Okay.
the next match. So Eddie and Santana have a little brawl. There's a table spot. And the show ends. But they did something to...
Did they put Mike Santana through the table?
No, I think Santana put Edwards through a table.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and watch, but I wasn't really focused on that. They did something to alleviate the awkwardness of Macklin leaving the ring, so Eddie ran in. He ran in while Macklin was still in the ring, which I didn't quite agree with because the ring bounces and stuff. But the show just kind of ended. And
Interesting.
that's okay. Like, it ended with the table spot. Santana still is the champion. I guess we didn't know if Macklin was supposed to win, but yeah, no title changes or anything like you said. But it was... The TNA posted a clip today that Alice won an all-star recognition award from Carlos, whatever his name is. So Alice and Eddie Edwards won an all-star recognition. They had like a little meeting in front of the staff.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they were recognized for their good work.
Cool. Cool. All right, so next Saturday, April the 4th, NXT's Stand and Deliver going to be emanating from the factory in St. Louis. Got 5 matches that have been announced so far for this one. The Vanity Project, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions at the moment, will go up against either Birthright or Los Americanos. And I guess we're going to see that match this coming Tuesday night on NXT between Birthright and Los Americanos. Of course, Birthright is going to be Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Uriah Connors against Bravo Americano and Rayo Americano. Who do you think is going to win out of that particular match to go up against the champions? And will they beat the champions at Stand and Deliver?
I think it's going to be Los Americanos.
I was gonna say that too, but I don't think they're gonna win the titles.
Interesting. So both of you are saying Los Americanos is going to beat Birthright to go up against the Vanity Project.
No, I don't know what to think of this Birthright faction.
See, I'm gonna say it right now. I think Birthright beats the Los Americanos and then goes on to beat the Vanity Project.
Is the Vanity heel or babyface?
What do you think? What do you think, Superfan? Are they heel or are they
Birthright
face?
or heel?
Right, Birthrights are heel. So is technically Los Americanos.
Los Americanos are weird because people like them for no reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just one of those situations
I
where
think they're considered face.
I think they are too in this particular situation.
What's Vanity? Vanity is babyface?
I think
so.
so.
Birthright might win? I don't know. I guess it doesn't. I don't know.
I think Birthright comes out of this
Okay.
Stand and Deliver situation as the new tag team
Oh,
champions.
interesting. Okay.
It's that evolution ladder that we're talking about, and it's the next logical step for them, I think. Miles Bourne, the North American champion, will go up against Johnny Gargano in this particular one, who's no stranger to the North American Championship. What do you guys think? Who's going to win in this one?
I don't think when they bring a main superstar down, there's no chance of them winning. They come down to purely showcase the NXT champion and lose to give them some sort of a push. Even though it doesn't make any sense why Gargano would lose that match whatsoever, but he will.
But Gargano's trying to
I know, he's so
refine
sad.
him. He's so sad, trying to find his roots again. Why not go back to NXT in one of your first championships, which was the North American?
So do you think he's going to win the championship?
No, I Miles Bourne. I'm really behind Miles Bourne right now.
I am as well.
Is he related to Evan Bourne?
I don't believe
Should
so.
he be in the Birthright?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. JC Jane, who's held on to that women's championship, minus a little break there, holding on to the championship for quite some time now, in a triple threat. No, I'm sorry, it's not a triple threat. She will go up against either Kendall Gray or Lola Vice, who will have a match, I guess, on Tuesday's NXT. Who do you think is going to win that singles match between them to face JC Jane first off? And can they pull off the win against JC Jane for the women's championship?
You go first.
I think it's going to be Lola Vice because they keep them pushing her a little bit more and more and more. But I don't think she's going to beat JC Jane.
Isn't she due for a title run though?
She is due for a title run. I don't know if you consider the mixed tags from.
Well, she had the North American.
Right.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Sol Ruka.
Yeah, you're thinking of Sol Ruka.
Probably Lola Vice, I guess. She's due. I don't know.
Does she
But she's been
beat
doing so much with
JC
it.
Jane though?
long has JC Jane had the title? A while.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
NXT's so weird because you can lose the title and then just stay there. Like, the whole point is to move on. You just lose the title and just stay in
But I don't see
purgatory,
them,
basically.
I don't see them bringing up JC
Right.
Jane to
I
the
don't
main
either.
roster.
I don't either, unfortunately. I mean, I think she could do great things up on the main roster, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I just don't see them bringing her up after they brought up some other folks already to the main roster. But I think Lola Vice is going to beat Kendall Gray on Tuesday.
Probably.
And then on Saturday night, on April the 4th, she becomes the new women's champion. I think JC Jane has had a great run
I can
as
see that.
champion, but it's time for Lola Vice. I do. I think that Lola Vice is going to win.
Unless Kalani Jordan gets involved again.
Well,
They have such weird names down there. Kalani Jordan.
Kalani Jordan.
Lola Vice.
Sol Ruka showing up against Zarya.
Zarya.
It's
They got weird names down there.
This is a situation that, been kind of seeing it build up and build up and build up over what? 6, 8 months, 9 months,
2
12
years.
months, 2 years. Finally gonna happen between Sol Ruka and Zarya. Who comes out the victor in this one?
Well, so
Who needs to win more?
Zarya needs to win more.
Zarya needs to win more, but Sol Ruka is their star.
Right.
And the star will probably win.
And if they're not going to bring Sol Ruka up to the main roster, they got to put more heel heat behind her.
So you both think that Sol Ruka is going to come out the victor?
Sol Ruka is becoming the face of NXT.
Yes.
She really is. I
Almost
think
more
you're right.
than almost more than Joe Hendry.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And with that one's a clean sweep on that particular one. Speaking of Joe Hendry, the NXT champion, the NXT championship will be on the line in a fatal four-way as he will defend the belt against Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo. What you guys think?
Henry,
Fatal four-way.
Yeah, Henry retains.
Yeah.
They're not really set up for another champion right now.
So I'd like to see Ethan Page get it again.
Well, what about Ricky Saints?
He just lost it.
Yeah.
It could be a hot potato situation.
What would that do, though?
It's just a hot potato
Yeah,
situation.
I do think Joe Hendry's going to retain some way.
I feel like the men's NXT championship is very stale and going nowhere right now.
And it's a bit of a shame because Joe Hendry, quite good in what he does, a great following, but personally, I think the championship was getting stale even before he captured the championship.
It was bored towards Oba's end.
Mm-hmm.
Or stale towards Oba's end. It was
Well,
going.
honestly, Oba shouldn't have. I didn't understand the win the title and then just drop it and walk off.
So I have sidebar, I guess. I have a problem with the fact that when you lose your title, your promotion, you get rewarded by going to the main roster. Like, logically, that makes no sense at all. Like, you just lost your title, congratulations, you're going to Monday Night Raw. It makes way more sense to relinquish it every time.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree.
Cool.
So you're kind of talking about the whole Stephanie McCare thing.
So Stephanie went to NXT. Stephanie came to the main roster with the title.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's okay. Like, you can showcase NXT on the main roster.
And then lost it, like 3 weeks
And
after.
depending on the circumstance of how that goes down, like, she did lose to someone at NXT, and logically speaking, like, Adam Pearce should be like, guess what? You're no longer good enough to be on this show.
Right.
But depending on certain shenanigans, you can get away with it. But relinquishing always makes more sense. Always.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they never do it. On rare occasions like Oba.
One more time to let everybody know on the Facebook and on the YouTube, next week we will have a best of show on the radio side of things, but we will be back the following Sunday in 2 weeks on April the 12th, the day after Unfinished Business happens with World League. It'll be myself, HD Daniels, and in studio with us, we will have Calvin Aldridge and his tag team partner. Pound for pound, they say he's the strongest man in World League Wrestling, Tobias Storm, in here with us. That'll be fun. It'll be a great show on that one. Shall we talk a little dirt sheet before we get on up out of here?
I just took a shower. I need to get dirty.
If it's
There
from
we
Dave
go.
Meltzer, I'm not believing.
Either will, sorry.
Speaking of Dave Meltzer
Read it anyway.
and the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it says the AEW's original plan was for Tony Storm to defeat Marina Shafir on the March 18th episode of Dynamite, and then begin a world title program with Thekla. Plans changed that afternoon when AEW learned that Storm is unable to wrestle, even though she is not injured. That right there makes me think, we were talking about this before we came on the air, HD, that maybe, quite possibly, not trying to say it is, but might be pregnant.
Tony Storm with Juice Robinson's kid?
Yep.
Baby juice?
Baby juice.
Baby juice. Baby juice. I mean, how else would you explain
I don't know.
not being able to wrestle for the rest of the year?
I have heard this. I thought it was really, I heard it like the day after her match. Tony Storm is pregnant. And I'm like, she just had a match. That's super dangerous.
Yeah.
To be doing that. So it's really weird that like the day she discovered she was pregnant, the world knows that she's pregnant. That whole thing was fishy. So I don't know. I'm not saying she's not, but it's weird.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. F4W Online's Dave Meltzer was, quote unquote, told outright before even asking that AEW President Tony Khan isn't talking about Storm's situation or the story about his nice bid to purchase WWE.
That did make the rounds recently.
It did.
I don't think it's any of his business to talk about Tony Storm.
I don't either.
Okay.
But the rumor is that he did put in a lowball bid, and it was a lowball bid when WWE was shopping to be sold.
Wouldn't that have been something?
It would have been something. That really would have been something. I don't think they had enough money though.
No, but it just would have been something.
It would have been something. It would have been a game changer, as they say.
Tony Khan with the palm of my hands. Promo. That would have been awesome.
Also, according to Meltzer, the recent 25% discount that WWE offered on tickets for WrestleMania 42 was done to ensure Allegiant Stadium is packed for the event.
I hope it is.
Meltzer estimates that WWE will exceed 50,000 tickets sold for each night
Not good.
and quote-unquote announce a number that is about the same, if not slightly bigger, than last year.
50,000 ain't good enough. It's just not.
It's really not. I mean, that's not counting the floor seats, right? For that stadium, I believe that's a 65 to 70,000 seat stadium for football and the Raiders and all that kind of stuff. Then you add in all those seats on the floor, which conceivably could be another, 7,000 to 10,000, somewhere in that range. You're talking 75,000 people.
70 is the number. I really think that should be your minimum expectation for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If not more.
For sure.
Minimum 70. And they're not doing it.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense.
Following mixed reviews from this week's episode of NXT, Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez said he heard from people in NXT who thought the show was quote-unquote terrible.
What show?
NXT.
Tuesday show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, Alvarez said Sol Ruca getting booed by the live fans on NXT was the exact opposite reaction that WWE wanted her to get.
Why was she getting booed though?
Why was she getting booed?
Because she's turning heel.
Because she's turning heel.
Yeah. That means she's doing her job. If you're turning heel, you're supposed to be booed.
It's happened. It's finally happened. Earlier this week, WWE star Danhausen filed to trademark the phrase, "You are cursed."
What a weird thing to trade.
Very, very much so. During an interview on Rewind, Recap, Relive, or Relive, however you want to say that, former WWE star Minion claimed that Don Callis was one of the leading candidates to be revealed as the higher power on Raw in 1999 before Vince McMahon decided to do it himself. Thank God Vince McMahon seen the light on that one. Holy crap. Don Callis being revealed as the higher power.
Me, Austin. Whew.
Whew. Alvarez had the following update on Steve Maclin after his main event match at TNA Sacrifice was stopped early due to that injury that HD was talking about a little bit ago. He was up and walking around after the show, but the belief is he is likely concussed.
Yeah, I think he was released from the hospital and he's okay, but concussion, yeah. He took a stiff kick.
Sources indicate to Self-Made Pro that last week's big scaffold fall angle at the end of SmackDown between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre is actually going to lead to a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 42. What do you guys think? A Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 42 between Fatu and McIntyre.
They already announced it as a no hold barred or unsanctioned.
It's unsanctioned.
It could get changed. It could get changed.
I feel so bad for Drew McIntyre. He's got
I do too.
Put up with this crap match.
I do too.
I mean, I don't feel bad. He's a millionaire and he's making a ton of money, but I feel bad for him.
According to WrestleVotes, WWE is optimistic that Chelsea Green will be medically cleared sooner than later, but it's not clear if that means she'll be back in the ring in time for WrestleMania. Again, you've only got 2 weeks before WrestleMania, folks. There's not. That's. I mean, I know that they've been doing some things with her and Tiffany Stratton. What a way to interrupt me. I know that Chelsea Green has had things going on with Tiffany Stratton in the back and coming down and somewhat interfering in those. Is that long enough time span of a build up for her and Tiffany Stratton to have a match at WrestleMania?
I think Tiffany is going to beat Jada for the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
Julia, you mean?
Julia. What did I say?
Jada.
Yeah, Julia.
That's interesting.
I think that's the direction they're going because they got to get
I don't know,
Tiffany something.
but there was a loss. She lost her Friday night.
She did. That's true.
You know, speaking of not having very much time to do things, building up towards WrestleMania 42 to start right now, WWE sources told WrestleVotes, that Gunther is still expected to have a major role at WrestleMania despite his recent absence from Monday Night Raw.
What's he going to do?
We haven't
Penta
seen
maybe?
him for several weeks
Kinda what I
on
was
Monday Night
thinking.
Raw.
Does he go Penta?
It's a step down, but maybe.
Sometimes you have to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Maybe.
Figure out who's going to come out of the Punk Reigns fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a step down, but
No, I agree. But, I mean, how can you not have Gunther on WrestleMania?
Easily.
Very
I
easily.
don't know.
Don't book him.
There's nobody else to retire.
What would he do? Gunther versus Ola?
Actually, they kind of missed the boat on this one, but with this whole retirement angle thing going, you could have had Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 42 and him retire Rey Mysterio.
I don't think Ray's gonna retire though.
Maybe not.
Yeah, they could have. And when he's ready, it'll probably be Gunther.
Or, and this is really out there off the wall, Gunther goes to do the John Cena, I'm here, send me somebody, or even the Seth Rollins, send me somebody, and do we hear break the walls?
He's still under contract with AEW. They added that injury time on the back end of his contract. So now how long that is, nobody really knows.
Right.
But I think he's still under contract, and he's not going to be showing up for a very long time, if he even does, to be quite honest.
Right.
We'll see. A couple more here before we get out of here. That outlet also claims that WWE is planning to run Saturday night's main event at Madison Square Garden in New York City on July the 18th. Interesting, coming from the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Bodyslam.net heard from sources that Bianca Belair has started to do some light training as part of her effort to return to the WWE. Well, that's good news. Finally hearing something about Bianca Belair. Why they're even talking about this now, who knows?
Then
but
don't talk about it, Sarge.
but the reason why I'm going to bring it up is maybe that's something they might do in the future. Tony D'Angelo told a No Contest Wrestling podcast that WWE originally planned for him to be in a quote-unquote new age Steiner Brothers type of tag team with Braun Breaker. Road Dogg told him the plan was next as NXT 2.0 was set to begin in 2021. Of course, that was 5 years ago, because the new branding was meant to be a clean slate for everyone.
Who's this partner gonna be?
Tony D'Angelo and Braun Breaker is a Steiner Brothers type of tag team.
Doesn't Braun have a cousin who's wrestling now?
Does he?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you're talking Scott's son.
I think it's Scott's son, yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
I think he's about done with college.
Oh,
He's playing college ball.
He's that young?
Right.
Okay, alright.
Interesting.
So it'll probably never happen. I don't know how I would feel about that. But
Speaking of Chris Jericho, earlier this week, Chris Jericho filed to trademark the term cornerstone. There is speculation this will be related to his new gimmick when he does return to pro wrestling. Interesting. Gonna come out as the cornerstone.
I mean, you mentioned Danhausen copywriting a phrase. I didn't know people in WWE did that. I thought WWE did that.
Most of the time it is WWE that's doing it. But there are some instances where guys and gals are trademarking something on their own and then going in and using it.
Cornerstone sounds like an AEW gimmick.
Yeah, it does. It does. And that's what I was about to say. I think that he'll come back to AEW using the cornerstone. Because you've had the learning tree and all these other different things that he's used. So it just makes sense. For whatever it's worth, HBO Max's April schedule lists AEW Collision as airing on Thursday, April the 16th, rather than its usual Saturday night time slot during WrestleMania weekend. Well, they're kind of doing that with this coming Thursday as well because of the Final Four and everything. So it's really not going to mess anything up. I mean, it'll be where they're going head to head basically with TNA's Impact, but I don't think that's going to hurt either one, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your TNA hardcores that are watching that aren't going to turn the channel.
I mean, it's smart.
Same with AEW.
If you want to make sure people know what's going on, it's smart for them to do that.
Yeah. And one last one. Becky Lynch and Oba Femi opened as favorites in their respective WrestleMania 42 matches against AJ Lee and Brock Lesnar at sites like BetOnline, and their odds haven't changed. Fellow favorites Rhea Ripley and Randy Orton have seen the odds they're getting against Jade Cargill and Cody Rhodes improve since their matches were announced. Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns are still favored against Stephanie McMahon and CM Punk, but bookmakers are less confident now than they initially were. Interesting stuff. Superfan, you got anything left to talk about on this episode before you're out of here for 2 weeks?
No, I guess I got everything, my side bars and my side tracks taken care of.
Yeah, you talk about sidetracks. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Go Tiffy time.
H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, Mr. 1, 2, 3, a yeet. Anything left from you, good sir?
What was your match of the night from World League?
From World League?
Yeah.
Ooh. You know, I've got to say that Falls Count Anywhere,
Yeah.
no disqualification match was a hell of a match. A hell of a match. And now the King's Legacy, Trevor Murdoch and Attila Khan. Whoever thought that those two would have teamed together?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense, does
No.
it?
But
He's going to stab the first one in the back.
oh, it'll be Attila Khan stabbing Trevor first. No question on that to me. But it'll be interesting to see how those two coagulate together moving down the line. Because it's an interesting situation. And the question remains, will the Devils of War get a rematch for those tag team championships?
Good question.
And and another thing, Superstar Steve, how has he reacted to the two proteges losing the tag team championships? And will he jump into the picture to go against Trevor Murdoch and Attila Khan?
Good question.
Man, 3 originals going at each other. Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff at NWA World League Wrestling coming up. Make sure you get your tickets at HarleyRace.com. April the 11th, Unsettled Business coming up. That's our next live event with World League. So nothing else from you two? Nothing else from me as well. H.G. Daniels, if you would do the honors for us there. And thank you so much to everybody that's stuck with us and watched the entire show or even bits and pieces. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of you. For H.D. Daniels, for the Superfan, I am Sarge. Facebook, YouTube, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, go watch some wrestling.